red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, 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 welcome to Third Eye Thursdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. All right. And yeah, I'm joined by myself. Let me know how we sound on the audio though. Give me a little bit of feedback on the audio before we begin. Up in this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Let everybody come up in here, make themselves comfortable. You know what I'm talking about? Make yourselves comfortable and whatnot. And we will begin. Before we begin the show, we are going to go ahead and we're going to engage in the roll call. Let's do the roll call and let's see who's in the building, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So shout out to everybody pulling up and whatnot. Salute, welcome, greetings. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us. So yeah, we appreciate that. Candy rain. Queens get the money. The money on. What's up with Queens? Queens, what, I need y'all to stand down. Queens, y'all always in the news. Like, what's going on with Queens, man? Y'all was quiet when I was in New York. Now y'all want to be loud. Queens, stand down. Chicago in the building. Shout out to the Shy. Shout out to the Shy. Good call with the canceling of the NBA Youngboy concert. Good call. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all niggas avoided a satanic spell from the young god. You know, y'all got enough. I'm sure they got enough spells running out there. They didn't need that extra one. So, good call. Norristown. Shout out to Norristown. Shout out to Santa Rosa. It sounds like it's beautiful out there. I haven't been to Santa Rosa, but the shit sounds lit. ATL up in that thing. You know what I'm talking about? South San Jose. South Burnsville, Minnesota. Burnsville. Shout out to Burnsville. That's right. Brooklyn keeps on taking it. Wichita Falls. Is that like a waterfall? Shout out to Wichita Falls, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Wichita Falls. Getting sturdy in LA. Shout out to the LA family. Salute to the LA family. Portland, Oregon. Rotterdam, Netherlands. Woo! Shout out to you. Charlotte. Yo, what happened to my dude, man? There was somebody in here. He ain't never come back. And that was an avid listener. I remember. He was from like Scandinavia or something. I'm trying to remember where exactly. But we was clowning him. And he got in his fit. He never came back, man. Shit, man. I'm about to start putting tags on y'all, man. Y'all are always gonna be with me forever. People just be disappearing. That's why I be doing roll call to find out like what states are still rocking with the God. Like niggas be disappearing. We gotta check on them and make sure everything is okay. We're gonna take care of you. You are good in here tonight. Just make yourself at home. I'm gonna send a waiter to take an order from you and get you drinks on the house. You know what I'm talking about? Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the building. Cleveland. We got CT. Pup, what up? I was just looking at a picture from like, I was on Facebook Memories like 8 years ago. For real. Man, yeah. Pup, you've been running, man. You've been doing your thing. Udo. He was part of the he was part of the dead internet theory. I think if you expose the bots, they just disappear or something. I don't know. It's like collapsing the wave. Radcliffe, Fort Knox, Louis. Oh Lord, you close to the goal. Miami in the building. We got Harlem. We got Where you from in the style? What block you from? What's popping? All right. Shout out to Mo. Mo out here working, man. Mo is cooking. Mo, we're gonna do the world premiere in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna do the world premiere for you, bro. East Flatbush. Shout out to East Flatbush. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to the planet Brooklyn. Salute. Are you in blended Brooklyn? Are you just in Brooklyn? Because it's a new Brooklyn out there. You know? It's a new Brooklyn out there. The last few shows been fuego. I appreciate that. I love the inspiration. Keep gassing me up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep gassing me up because literally, I've said it before. I don't work off of the gas anymore. I'm all electric, but I do use the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I do use the inspiration to charge me up. So I like the feedback. Matter of fact, let me just give y'all a little briefer. Let me do the world premiere and then let's go. I'm gonna read some articles. I got a gang of videos. This is gonna be like Friday when we was in public school when they bring the TV on the wheels and whatnot. Remember the TV on a TV cart? You'd be like, oh shit, they about to turn the lights out. You know what I'm talking about? You start writing that note to Shorty in the back. Will you go out with me when the lights are out? Yes or no? Can you touch my leg? Yes or no? And then when the lights go out, you start passing notes. Yeah, that's the type of night we in tonight. We're gonna watch some films. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna break some shit down, and we're gonna watch some films. You know? But that was the highlight of my school experience. God damn, I'm giving my age away. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you in Old Brooklyn. Salute. Oh Lord. Thank God. You know what I mean? Thank God. The fucking simulacra in Brooklyn right now is going crazy. You literally get off the train and you don't know where you at. Shout out to Father Rich. We got the Cohiba in the building, a big boy. You get off the train in Brooklyn, you be like, what the hell, you think you in Rome or something? For real. You think you was in Rome, my G. It looked real. You think you was in like Sao Paulo. Like, it's weird out there. Certain stops you get off, you think you in Port-au-Prince. And then other stops you get off, the shit look like a street in Italy somewhere, a back block in Italy. For real. Oh, yeah. Pete and the Stormtroopers. Crazy. If anybody's, man, let me not even start stoking fears and whatnot. Because I was saying, like, if I was a G.I. Joe character right now, if I was one of those G.I. Josephs, I would be telling my mate or one of my homies, nigga, hit me in the hand with the hammer. You know what I'm talking about? Hit me in the hand with the hammer. You know? Break something, because I'm not trying to, they about to cook some shit up that I don't want to be a part of. They looking for trouble. They looking for trouble. Shout out to the Haitian Massive them. Sapase. Yeah, I didn't catch it straight. Nabule. Yeah, in certain parts look like mother nigga. Certain parts of New York look like Senegal. I did tell y'all that the Africans took over New York. I did say that, right? I was being responsible. I did tell y'all that the Africans have without one shot fired. You know what I'm talking about? They did a bloodless coup, my nigga. They did. At least everywhere that I was going, I don't know. It was probably the reticular thing. What do they call that? The reticular. I don't know what it was. Maybe I had ate some jollof rice, and then everywhere that I went, I seen Africans. But them niggas was they took over New York, man. I from what I've seen, somebody make me prove me wrong. I'm on my Charlie. What's an alien? If I wanted to be the Black Charlie Kirk, how can I flip that? Like, how can I flip that? Because black people are named Charles. You know what I'm talking about? That, you know, niggas is named Charles and whatnot. Can I be Charles Kirk? But I do want to flip it. I do plan on going to many college campuses and continuing the mission. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, reticular activation system. Maybe I had Haitians on my mind, and I get out the train, I see a bunch of Haitians. I don't know, but they outside, man. You get off on certain stations, nigga. You would think you was in Duddy December, nigga. You think you in Ghana? I like the name Chuck. I like the name Chuck. Charlie Smirk. Yo, Erica Kirk rhymes with so many things, bro. I must have wrote 18 bars with Erica Kirk. I was just going crazy with Erica Kirk. Like, God damn it. The fucking name alone is a hit, bro. The name alone is a hit. She's going to be rapped about for a lot of years. I promise you. You know what I'm talking about? Whole albums named after her. Watch. Watch. Erica Kirk. So yeah, man. We have a world premiere, ladies and gentlemen. I'm always very enthusiastic when I make these announcements. But this young man, I'm very proud of this young man. He knows that. I'm telling him this in public, but I've also told him this in private. You know what I'm talking about? Charlie Mack, right? I could be Charlie Mack. But the young God is a student of the first Masters of the AI universe. That was like 3 years ago, right? And ever since then, he's done what I just honestly hope and pray that all of the students wind up doing. And that is learning these tools. Pup, I seen you doing your thing too, Pup. You know what I mean? I don't know if you was in any of our classes, but you know, you've always been ahead of the curve. This brother that I'm speaking of is Brother Mo. You know what I mean? Brother Mo, deep conditioner. Deep conditioner. You was selling what you deep conditioner. That's your tag. What you was catching, you was getting shampoo out of the CVS, my nigga. That like your was that like your street name? I'm not being funny either. I'm just wondering. You know. But my guy, he did his thing and he made a video tribute to Baba Heru Samaj, who we're going to be honoring him in November. If anybody's in New York, look out for the announcement. We'll be honoring him in November, right around the time of the first week of November. And we're going to be giving him his proper honor, his honoration and whatnot. So this has been going kind of viral, man. Mo, you did your mother effing thing, bro. I'm very proud of you, King. If we had 100 of you, we would be really, we would be far ahead. You know what I mean? We'd be making more quote unquote waves. We'd be knocking down more doors. All right, yo, fuck that. Mo, make the video. Make the video about why they call you deep conditioner. If it's not safe for work, I could give you the app that you can make the video not safe for work. You know what I'm talking about? I just want to know why they calling you deep conditioner. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Deep Conditioner has put together a tribute to the legend, the one and only Baba Heru Samaj. Y'all sit back and enjoy this, and we shall continue. All right, perch.
In power, Baba Heru, your spirit guides us through. From the stars to the now, we remember you. Rest in power, Baba Heru. Rest in power.
Gotta bring that back. Rewind. Pull up.
Your spirit guides us through. From the stars to the now, we remember you. Rest in power, Baba Heru.
They tried to bury the legacy, but the seeds still bloom. From the temples of Kemet to the projects and rooms, truth in your voice, wisdom carved in the stone. Baba Heru taught us we are never alone. Raised on a myth, but we live by the fact. Lineage royal, never stripped from the black. In my palm I resurrect what they hide. Through your lessons we walk with the ancestors' pride. Gathered here in sorrow alone. We are gathered here was not a man who merely studied history. He lived it, he breathed it, he restored it to his people. When the world tried to tell us we were less, Baba Heru thundered with the voice of the Nile, reminding us we are the sons and daughters of gods, the builders of pyramids, the keepers of Ma'at. Do not cry as if he is gone though, Baba Heru is with us. And every child that raises an ache, and every mind awakened to truth, and every heart that refuses to bow to lies. Rest in power, Baba Heru, for you have lit a fire that no enemy, no empire, no propaganda can ever extinguish.
Rest in power, Baba Heru. The heavens shine because of you.
To this day,
Fire.
to this day,
Fire.
to this day.
Fire. Fire. Bomba clot. Fire button. Um, it may be retroactive. It might be retroactive, but this might need to be done for the 10 to 15 master teachers lost since 2020 that literally have gone unnamed, you know, unspoken, you know, so they're not forgotten. I bring up people like Azazel, Azariah Bay. I bring up Dr. Africa, Baba. Uh, I bring up Baba Dick Gregory. These these legends. I bring up Neely Fuller. You know, Baba Kalindi. Like we gotta honor. We need more tributes. We yeah. I don't. I'm trying to put you to work. I'm not trying to put you to work like that, Mo. But but yeah, that shit is fire. You know, that shit is fire. And I resonated with that. You feel me? I really did. That was heavy resonation. Do y'all know that Roots was fake? We did a show about that on Crumb TV. I brought all of the receipts to show that it was fake. So yeah, we kind of know that it was fake. You know what I'm talking about? I want to see more to our legends. These are other names that I gotta mention. Brother Sekou, Brother Big Man. These are people who were doing the CDs and the DVDs and the media. Clemson Brown, Brother Sekou, who just recently made transition from 121st Street. And then you had Azariah, who was also a part of that distribution syndicate or that distribution network. Brother Panic, you know, Brother Panic, Baba Dale Jones, Neely Fuller, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Like all of these people need to have some type of, I would just say, you know, when I say memorial, things that will live forever. Brother from Video Music Box, Ray DeJean. Yeah, my guy, Ray DeJean. You know what I'm talking about? Ray DeJean. We're moving so fast as a people. We're moving so that we kind of are leaving some people behind. Brother Dawood. That's who I was thinking. I was trying to. Brother Dawood, the legend, the super legend. Last time I saw him in Harlem, we was on 25th and he was selling stuff. He was selling his DVDs, he was selling his audio, you know? And I was able to support him lightly, right? I wanted to buy everything, but I didn't have it at the moment. I supported him lightly. This was like 2023 or something. And then I found out later on that the brother made transition, and you know, that shit kind of fucks with me. And you know, I've come it's just spooky to me that I've come across, you know, I've come across a lot of these elders in their last days, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I feel that I feel that it's my duty to keep their memories alive, because I don't know, you know, people be getting forgotten. And it goes back to this conversation. And when I bring this up, I'm not don't I don't want nobody to feel like this is don't this not a burden on anybody's shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, how we came into consciousness is how we came in here. If you didn't come in at a certain period, it doesn't really matter. It is superficial at the end of the day. It's sort of like being in a college or a high school and you're the seniors reminiscing on freshman year to the freshmen who just got there. So when I get in my bag and I start getting on some nostalgia shit, I'm literally just a super senior reminiscing to the freshmen that are in the building and the sophomores and stuff like that on things that I'm recalling and I'm remembering. And I'm just trying my best to put things into context, you know, to put things into context, because it is very, I feel that the more I speak on my history, the more I speak on my coming of age story, is the more I can anchor people to a foundation, because I'm really trying to restore the feeling. So my observation is this generation, the newer generation, let's just call them the TikTok generation, right? The people who are doing a thing only on TikTok. They don't watch YouTube. They don't even know YouTube people. You could be like, yo, you know about Black Magic or Brother Rich? And they're like, who the hell is that? They don't even know Sinetta era. They don't know nothing about that era. They have no idea whatsoever about anything that was going on in 2016 or 2015, 14. They're like, I wasn't even, there's some niggas like, I wasn't even alive then. Like, they don't know about that. They're not attached to that. They're not connected to that. They could give a fuck about an elder. They like, who? Who? They would run down on the elder. They would tell an elder SMD. They would go in the elder's inbox. You got bros out here that will go into an elder's inbox with a naked picture. You know what I mean? Trying to solicit sex. You know, this new generation of gremlins, super gremlins, yeah, they different. You know, they're not connected to anything. Versus, and that's no disrespect, versus when people came in the era that I remember, none of these things could ever take place because there was a connection. Think about it. For those who could remember, and yeah, and for those that were there, it wasn't like, look how weird it look just how weird it is, right? Nobody had direct contact with individuals. Like, you couldn't just, like, if you saw somebody, like, if let's say that I was a master teacher, or I was a teacher back in the days, let's just say that a master teacher or somebody, right? They come through and whatnot, and they look in the audience. Like, I'm speaking from the perspective of a master teacher back in the days, and they see somebody in the audience, and maybe somebody raised their hand and asked a question, or maybe they wanted to ask somebody a question, right? Back in those days, you didn't have access to the audience. You didn't have access to a random person, and they didn't have access to you, right? So these days, you got DMs. You know what I'm saying? These days, you got DMs. You could slide in the DM. You could email somebody. You could text message a person. They got people that call my phone 2 and 3 in the morning asking dumb shit. Right? So it's weird. I bring all of that up because the dichotomy of that is so weird to me, because now in these modern day times, when you literally could reach out to a person and you know everything about a person because of their profile or whatever, if they have information on it like that, you could DM a person, you could get right to a person. But with all of that access, right, it doesn't equate to anything. Because even with that, this generation, the young, well, it's not this generation, it's niggas from my generation that have conformed to the younger generation, that like people who came into the shit like in the early 2000s, they are in this new environment where they themselves don't feel connected to the master teachers anymore. They don't feel connected to the teachings. They don't feel connected to the doctrine. They don't feel connected to the history. You know what I'm saying? The debate era started to upend all of that. That's when people could say to a master teacher, suck my, you know what, or F you, or all of that disrespectful shit. That came in the YouTube era. Like I said before, back in the Harlem days or the LIU days or the National Black Theater, you would get stomped out if you tried to play games and disrespect anybody, for that matter, that was on the stage. I don't give a damn who it was. If you came out of your neck, you was getting packed up straight like that. The audience is gonna pack you up. So the respect that we have for these teachers, like a Amos Wilson, like a Dr. Ben, like a Dr. Felder, all of these legends and whatnot, we had a reverence to them. We would not disrespect them to their face. You know, niggas are gonna be niggas and they talk shit. You must be drunk, Damien. Either that or I don't know what's going on. I'm literally looking at your comments in the thing, and either you a bot from Botswana, my nigga, or you smoking that K2, my nigga. I don't know what's going on with your brain right now, but you tweaking. You know what I'm talking about? You fucking tweaking. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, prove me wrong, nigga. Prove me wrong. Nigga, you're in there tweaking. You better read the room before you get packed up. The fuck? But anyway, that's like if I was on the stage and he was in the audience doing goofy shit, then I would have to be like, fam, are you fucking crazy? Like, what are we doing? Like, are you cool, nigga? Are you cool? It's the same thing if you on stage or if you on. I'm on the stage right now. You know what I'm talking about? I'm on a motherfucking stage, so I'm gonna address the goofy shit in the audience. And I'm using that example. I'm just using that real-time example to say that the elders and the master teachers, they were getting way more respect. They were getting way more reverence. And it's not some cult type shit. And it's not some kiss the ring type shit. It was just literally, you know what I'm saying? People were handling each other the way that they the way that they wanted to be handled. The way that they wanted to be handled. You know what I'm saying? This nigga said we ain't black. A 20-year conversation from 125th Street. We ain't black. They was talking about that in 2005. Come on, fam. Like, we gotta level up in this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas gotta level up, bro. Niggas gotta level up. They might see Red Pill and think that they could talk to me about some Harlem stupid shit. Like, we gotta level up, bro. This is not 125th Street, nigga. This is not this ain't none of that. This ain't none of that, bro. We're that's a bygone era. We're in a completely different time zone, my G. So we just gotta, we gotta level up. We gotta level up. Can't be talking about the same things for 20 years, bro. And these people is out here running big plays and whatnot. Big plays. Look at the plays that they've been running. Oh my goodness. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's just look at some of these videos. Since we last linked up on Monday, it's just been a shit show of this. Oh my goodness, man. Babylon, bro. This is for all you Bible thumpers. Check this shit out.
Church and founded the Lutheran Church. Calvin didn't like
Shout out to Tazariak. Check this out.
Martin Luther didn't like the Catholic Church and founded the Lutheran Church. Calvin didn't like the Lutheran Church and founded the Reformed or Calvinist Church. Henry VIII didn't like being denied Catholic marriage and founded the Anglican Church. John Smith disliked the Anglican Church and founded the Baptist Church. William Miller didn't like the Baptist Church and founded the Adventist movement. Ellen G. White really liked what William Miller said and founded the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Charles T. Russell didn't like the Adventist Church and founded Jehovah's Witnesses. Joseph Smith disliked the Methodist Church and founded the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormons. John Wesley disliked the Anglican Church and founded the Methodist Church. Some pastors didn't like the Methodist Church and founded the Pentecostal Church. Many did not like the Pentecostal Church and founded thousands of churches like Stop Suffering, Assemblies of God, Light of the World, etc. The evangelical movement came from the Baptist Church, while the born-again movement came from the evangelical churches. The born-again faith emerged in the late 1930s in the U.S., and it gained popularity in the 1970s and 1980s, its golden age. There are now 35,000 different so-called Christian religions, each claiming their interpretation of the Bible is the right one.
You see the problem?
So Blue Pill gave me the correct number. It's 45,000 denominations. 45,000, ladies and gentlemen. Not 45, not 4 or 5. I was like 4 or 5. That's a lot. 45. Well, God damn it. 450. Lord have mercy. 4,500. Hallelujah. 45,000. What the hell? Nigga, this gangbanging. It's throw your shit up. You know what I'm talking about? Where's Jeezy at? Alexa, play Jeezy. Gangbanging. This is a gang. America is literally at this point in the game under gang protection, underneath gang I don't, these niggas is banging because is it real as a gang? Is it real? Yeah, twist your fingers up. Bang, bang. Is it real as a gang? The blue and the red is the gang, but then it's these Bible thumpers. I thought that the gangs was an issue. They got us under gang injunction. The whole America, the USA is under gang affiliation. They are all affiliated. So they had to drop your flag challenge and everything. And I was like, yeah, gangland, gang. I was like, I respected it because I've voiced my disdain. I have shared my sentiments about my just my disagreement with these street gangs, respectfully. I've said that I'm not in one. So to speak passionately against one, it would kind of be egregious on my behalf because I'm literally on the outside looking in. I am not inside the gang. You know? So I'm going to just speak from it, right? I'm going to just speak from it from a perspective of the observer, from what I have observed, from what I have seen, heard, observed, and I'm a pretty good counter of numbers. I got calculators. I could do the math, and the math is mathing. The math is mathing. That there's a lot of negatives when you deal with gangs. Up until this day, in my modern quote unquote experience, not from what CBS, PBS, or the History Channel shows me about how brave, courageous, melanated people were in decades like the 50s and the 60s. No, not. I'm talking about that what I observed from the gangs in my everyday waking life. I've seen that they've been more detrimental to the community than beneficial. Not only have they been detrimental to the community, they're detrimental to each other. I mean, the community is under siege and whatnot, but these niggas is detrimental to each other. They out here snaking, backstabbing, backdooring, pulling each other down. So I thought that was bad, and I saw them dropping their flags and their rags, and I was like, yeah, but when are we gonna drop the cross? When are they gonna start to drop the Bible challenge? Because I couldn't be affiliated with a band of murderous, hateful, red-blooded, red meat eating, pork eating, parasite, worm having, White Walker, Ice Queen. Like, no. And I'm not talking about, it's too many sets for me to point one out. There's 45,000 sets. This shit is a fucking organized gang. Gang. You understand? We don't even know how detrimental this shit is. We need to travel the world and really see how they've been especially to what they call the third world. Go travel the world and see how much work they done put in on the subconsciousness of the planet. You know what I'm saying? So the gangbangers and the Christians are one and the same, right? I know that they got gangbanging Muslims, they got them up north in the feds and everything, but no, nothing compares to a gangbanging Christian. Nothing compares to a prostitute Christian. Nothing compares to a kingpin Christian, nigga. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? Where do y'all find this shit? Like that like everybody that I know on my timeline that's selling crack and doing some type of negative, they all Christians. Like they all dead ass. Like they I would say 89%, about 89%. This is crazy. These in the last 14 days really opened up my eyes to how bad this possession is under our people. How many people lost neighbors after the rapture? How many empty houses is out there that we got to send the Moors to go squat in? How many people lost a girlfriend that's fucking upped and left during the rapture? How many people? Because Lord have mercy, we survived another rapture. Hallelujah. We made it. I was like, not before my 50th birthday. God damn it. Like, I didn't get this far. How many of y'all lost a good friend or something? I don't know. Niggas was supposed to be up out of here. Are they still here? Because if they are still here, could we pack them up? Could we put them all in a U-Haul and send them across the border? You know what I'm talking about? Because they want to go somewhere. They was waiting to leave. They was ready to go. We should accommodate them. You know what I'm talking about? We really should. We should accommodate them. These Bible thumpers have lost their fucking minds, bro. The shit that I'm being exposed to is crazy. These niggas is crazy, bro. I shit you not. These are some really spooky, kooky ass individuals. Shit you not. But to each his own, man. To each his own. Check this out.
You have likely already heard about the Senate unanimously passing a resolution for October 14, 2025 to be Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. That's because it's Charlie Kirk's birthday. Coincidentally, that's also George Floyd's birthday. So here's what we're going to do. Echoing the same spirit of the statement released by the Congressional Black Caucus, in which they point out Charlie Kirk stated that the 1964 Civil Rights Act was a mistake, and how they pointed out his attacks on black women, how they don't have brain processing power, and how this resolution from the Senate is declaring Charlie Kirk to be an American hero. In that same spirit, on October 14th, we're going to have a George Floyd remembrance rally on George Floyd's birthday. We're going to remember him on his birthday. We're going to remember that in this country, the reason that we're here is because of white supremacy, and we're going to elevate black voices. Listen to the speakers I've already confirmed. George Floyd's sister, LaTanya, will be joining us. Jacob Blake's father, Jacob Blake Sr., will be joining us. Breonna Taylor's aunt, Bianca Austin, will be joining us. Fred Hampton's son, the Senate unanimously.
She said, is that Drewski?
Remembrance rally.
Yeah. Nigga, is that Drewski? I don't know. Like I said, you can't trust nothing moving forward on the internet. We have literally it. You can't tell anymore, bro. This literally could be Drewski telling you niggas to come to the George Floyd
on George Floyd's birthday. We're going to remember him on his birthday. We're going to remember that in this country, the reason that we're here is because of white supremacy, and we're going to elevate black voices. Listen to the speakers I've already confirmed. George Floyd's sister, LaTanya, will be joining us. Jacob Blake's father, Jacob Blake Sr., will be joining us. Breonna Taylor's aunt, Bianca Austin, will
this nigga putting a whole Woodstock together.
Will be joining us. Fred Hampton's son, the chairman, Fred Hampton Jr., will be joining us. They'll all be speaking on stage, and I got many more speakers to come. October 14th at the National Mall. Be there. Clear your calendars. George Floyd Remembrance Rally.
He looked like Belly Cushington. He looked like Belly Cushington. Like, I'm not going to that rally. The hell? He looked like Kush Gang Belly. He said Fred Hammond. Yo, what the hell? I'm done. Yo.
Now I know he did it.
I'm done.
Now I know he did it, and no one could tell me otherwise.
I don't want to jump onto that real quick. Let's keep walking. Let's keep walking. What else
this is where they fucked up.
Oh man, hold on. Look, white America is going crazy right now.
This exact.
White America is going fucking banoodles right now. If y'all niggas don't pay attention, where's the brouhahas at? Where's the brouhahas at? That's what Where's the Broie? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Because while these people are in turmoil, y'all supposed to be in the cauldron. You're supposed to be cooking up. I need to see Goldilocks falling into the pot, nigga. Y'all need to be doing some. Man. You got Erica Kirk coming for your ass. You might as well get busy with it because they're about to pull up motherfucking if they have it their way, they're about to have another one of those things where they was putting women on a stake, nigga. Blair Witch. What was that called? What was it called? Y'all better get busy, nigga. Erica Kirk is coming for you, and she's a Scorpion. I didn't know that. Oh yeah, she got that nigga knocked off. She's a Scorpion. And she shares a Salem witch thing. Yeah, they're gonna pull the Salem witch trials because nigga Erica Kirk said that Charlie Kirk found out about the Etsy spell. Let me pull this shit up. They want to let nobody's talking about this. Erica Kirk said Charlie Kirk was scared that the witches on Etsy cursed him because they put a curse out on him, right? And you already know. You already know that the Bible thumpers, right? And this is the part of that denomination. Remember, it's 45,000 of them. So when we trying to bring smoke to certain people, chances are it might not be your denomination, but you get caught up in the crossfires because we don't know who's who. Everybody gets shots. Let God sort them out. You know what I'm talking about? Let God sort them out. I don't know the difference. To be honest with you, I really don't. I don't know the difference. I don't know the difference. But there is a contingency of them, right? The ones that she's running with. And these are the witches who killed the real. These are the fake witches who did away with the real.
He wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
This some WWE shit right here, man. The fuck?
That young man.
They need a new Hulk Hogan, so they grabbed this chick.
On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do.
Skeeter.
That man.
Skeeter.
That young man.
That young man. That young man.
I forgive him.
Yo. Yo. This is who y'all be in church with? Family. This who y'all go to eat. Y'all go to this who y'all laying up with? Family. Do you mean to tell me y'all niggas is at barbecues and y'all at those potato salad with the raisins in it functions with Erica fucking Kirk in them? Yeah, good luck. This is True Blood. This bitch, she's a werewolf or something, man. This is who y'all calling Supreme? These are the Supremes? Come on, man.
I forgive him because it was what Christ did. and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
Straight drop back to throw. It
Came right behind her.
Is that a fumble or a first down?
Everything.
All right, everyone, huddle up. Here's the play. We pivot to the TCL QM9K, the ultimate performance. Okay, but our OLED. But your OLED doesn't pop in the sun, Doug. It's not bright enough in this room.
What about the corner chair that no one can see from?
Anti-reflective screen, ultra-wide viewing angle.
Come on, man. Turn that shit off. But Erica Kirk has a fucking rap sheet on her that will blow your mind. You talk about an accomplished Peckerwood. She's an accomplished Peckerwood. She into all type of shit. She was everywhere. She was in Israel. She had a yeah. So he crashed out on the UN, right? He crashing out. He's mad. He's in his feelings and whatnot because they support Palestine. So he's acting a damn fool. But anyway, you know, what's new with that? But young Erica, I'll skip the article. Young Erica is really out here casting spells. She is the if I was an investigator, you know, I'm investigating everything dealing with her ass because she done shed one tear. And she literally let this nigga squeeze her ass. I mean, he was all up on her body. Donald Trump couldn't even hide it. He was on her body for real. So grieving widow was genuinely rattled after feminist website Jezebel published an unsettling story bragging how the author paid witches on Etsy to curse her husband, Charlie, just 2 days before the conservative icon was assassinated. Megyn Kelly revealed on Tuesday. Kelly ripped the Leafly outlet for publishing the vile article, which left the couple shaken and seeking prayer from a Catholic priest the night before the right-wing influencer was gunned down on September 10th. This is what I want you all and the people at Jezebel and Etsy to know, Kelly, seething on her Sirius FM show. Erica and Charlie heard about these curses, and that news genuinely rattled Erica in particular. She knew Christian teaching on the subject. She loved Charlie, absolutely, and she was scared when she heard of the curses that the Jezebel had called up, right? The twisted September 8th Jezebel article slammed the 31-year-old Turning Point USA co-founder as a far-right misogynist, with the unnamed reporter detailing how she paid witches on a global online marketplace for multiple curses to punish him for his years of regressive rhetoric. 2 days later, alleged assassin Tyler Robinson, 22, fired a single fatal bullet that pierced the father of two's neck, right? So here's the article on Jezebel, right? So Jezebel, just the name Jezebel, right, is sure to invoke some type of illicit response from the Bible thumpers. But these are Jewish women, more than likely. These are just a Jewish rag. And, you know, they are playing, you know, we're dealing with some type of it's a culture war. So the part of the culture war that they're going to hearken upon is the witches and the brujas and the quote unquote is going to fall into the Santeria, is going to fall into the African traditional systems. It is a play. It is a play. It's a play from a playbook that I've seen before. Don't fall for the okie doke. This is something that they've done on many occasions. At the end of the day, more people are saying crazy shit about Erica Kirk and her rap sheet or her history or whatever's been left behind. Her mom's, I think, was working next to the CIA or close to the CIA. She's Miss USA Arizona, very close to Trump. Her mother had a business. She had something to deal with Epstein. Then Erica Kirk was in Romania, right? And this is how they do it. They are what is known as they become NGOs, right? They get with the NGOs and they become missionaries, and they have something called what's the name of it? It's almost like they have a disaster industry. I was exposed to the disaster industry when I was doing Superstorm Sandy, right? In 2012, they had a storm that hit New York called Superstorm Sandy. So I found out that they was paying $30 an hour. Shit, Mr. Red Pill went to go clean up the superstorm. So when doing that, I found out about the disaster industry, that there's billions of dollars to be made if you chase disasters, right? If you chase disasters, you get paid, because it's a whole industry where I was meeting white boys who literally don't have no home. All they do is live out their backpack and just be traveling to different disasters, disaster after disaster. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of impressed. I was like, damn, yeah, crisis pays. Crisis pays. Okay. So they become these charities, they become NGOs. They're really just missionaries, the Erica Kirks of the world, right? So it's almost like the disaster industry, but it's the third world industry. It's the third world industry, right? So the third world industry, it pays good as well. Go around to children that need food and whatnot. Go take pictures with these less than fortunate children who are literally probably living on the land that the companies that you're invested in are fleecing and pillaging and robbing and whatnot. You might be a shareholder in some of the companies that are fleecing that land. So the children that are a result of the fleecing, you take pictures with them. They got flies and whatnot. You do a little bit of sympathy hoarding. You do a little bit of sympathy farming. And they said that this lady in Romania, there's been multiple cases of those young girls getting trafficked. Now, keep in mind that to the likes of the Epsteins of the world, the Les Wexlers of the world, the people from Abercrombie and Fitch, those two men that were on trial, that I did not hear about what happened. I didn't hear about a guilty verdict, a mistrial, or anything. Anyway, they get their women from NGOs. They get their children. They get their quote unquote. They get their client. They get their victims. They get their victims from these charities. It's human trafficking and it's sex trafficking, right? Yeah, it's poverty corn. It's poverty corn. So the NGO trafficking is going crazy. I remember when Elon Muskie had his organization Doge shut down US aid, and people was all, oh, that's lit. But yeah, cool. But two things: the damage is already done, and you literally got to shut thousands of them down. You just can't shut one down. They're like parasites. You feel me? They are like parasites, and they're everywhere. So you gotta eradicate them. You gotta eradicate them. You would have to eradicate damn near all of them and then start again. But Erica Kirk is mad suspect. So these are the hidden witches, right? The Erica Kirks and them, they doing spirit cooking. They taking the, you know, they doing the Glazine Maxwell shit. You know, they're shipping off little girls to billionaires for favors. Naomi Campbell. You feel me? Naomi Campbell. They're feeding the billionaires, and the billionaires are gifting them. You know, they might give them a baby or something. They might give Naomi Campbell a house that's made in the design of Horus's eye, right? They'll give you a mansion. You could chill. You could chill at the band. It's like a bando to them. You could chill at the little Miami condo. Shit is a bando. That's what's going on. So they said that she was Charlie's handler, right? Just to look at the dynamics of the two. One, she's a Scorpio. So I don't understand how like once I heard that, it's already a given. A Scorpio, he's a handler. In the relationship, from the looks of things, he was not in control. He was not she was a trophy to him. She was his trophy wife. Right? But she had the connections to Is It Real? Right? She had the connections to Is It Real? And she's Is It Real's toy. He just gets to play with her. Right? But she definitely was keeping dibs. She was the beard. She was definitely keeping tabs on that man. He was the bottom, huh? She's definitely keeping tabs on him. And his body didn't even get cold before she started moving around, bro. You could look at the energy. It's all energy. She got the I'm outside energy, my niggas. You feel me? She got the I'm outside. Hillary is a Scorpio too. Facts. They gotta replace that Scorpio, that old Scorpio energy from Hillary. They need a new adrenochrome drinker. She is her. You know, she is her. That's who they're going to pick. You know, that whole ceremony was a ritual. You do a memorial and this shit looks like a WWE concert, fam. You do a memorial for a man and you don't bring his friends up. You do a memorial. Where was his family at? I want to see his weird looking family. Where are they at? I don't know if they was up there or not because they wasn't the headliners. She was 5 years older than she's 5 years older than Charlie. Erica. So we know what it is, right? She's the MCU Scarlet Witch. Yeah, you feel me? We know what it is, right? Right. Where was the babies at? She coming out to pyrotechnic. She's coming out to fire. She was coming out to pyrotechnics, nigga, like Hulk Hogan. Like this is nigga. They didn't even give Hulk Hogan a tribute. And that's another thing. Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, and Charlie fucking Kirk, nigga. All on a Starship Enterprise in a galaxy far away. Cause it's you niggas that was it's you. What's this nigga name? I follow him on. He's become the biggest coon on my radar. And Ray something. Ray Daniels. Oh my goodness. I thought Isaac Hayes was bad. This nigga is the most coolest nigga that I've ever seen on the internet. Erica was born in 1988. Oh man. Yeah, I'll see you in Valhalla. It started when the Negroes was crying over Hulk Hogan. It started when you Negroes was crying over Hulk Hogan. Then y'all had the audacity or the caucasity to cry over Ozzy fucking Osbourne. Then y'all start boo-hooing over this nigga. Man, if y'all don't, bro. Vanessa Bryant keeps her children close in public to represent the family unit. Bro. Cash. My nigga Cash out here looking crazy. Yeah, Erica threw up the box. She threw up the set, my nigga. She ain't give a fuck. She knew everybody was looking. She threw the setup, bro. Come on. It's like, come on. You could look at her and tell what her diet is like, bro. You could see the appetite on her. Remember V? She looked like that white chick from V. Remember V? If she get in a world star hip hop fight, if a black chick just run down on or walk her down, if Christian Rock at a fucking Christian revival pops off on Erica fucking Kirk and scratches her face, nigga, V. It's gonna be V, nigga. Is you gonna see alien skin? Nigga, they live, nigga. Yo, I'm about to light up the cigar, nigga. They live, nigga. If she scratch her face, you about to see full reptilian. That foundation is coming off, nigga. She had, is she signed to Mac? Because she had about 3 pounds of foundation. She brought the whole motherfucking nigga who beat her face. What the hell? Who beat her face, nigga? Her shit was beat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, it's reptilian under all of that fucking foundation, nigga. I don't care what nobody says. She looks like her appetite is young children. Okay? Let's just keep it a buck. So she's mad. This is another witch. All of the Christian witches are mad that there's other witches out there doing what the fuck they do. You know what I mean? All of the Christian witches are trying to be, they fake mad, yo. They fake mad. They can't be mad because they'll get called out. But Brujas, please protect your neck.
Young.
Because this chick right here is coming for you. This bitch right here. She's going to raise an army of Karen.
Just like the one who took his life.
And WWE wrestlers, my nigga. She's going to raise up an army of Karen and wrestlers, women wrestlers to come for y'all.
That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. I ain't going. I can't. This is bad acting. The D-lister. Nigga, this is bad. This is worse than Tubi, nigga. Bad actor. The fuck? Vince, what's his name? Triple H and them niggas, they need to go Dana White, go talk to your asset, nigga. Go talk to your talent.
Take, but a lot of white people are not happy. I'm Kylie, and
this
might be a hot take, but a lot of white people.
Nigga, Kylie, hey Kylie, the fuck? Yeah, I believe Kylie, nigga. Let Kylie talk to us.
This might be a hot take, but a lot of white people are not happy. I'm Kylie, and I grew up in a very conservative area. I wanted to say that a lot of white people genuinely live some of the most miserable and isolated lives that you could even imagine. I think there are 3 reasons for this. The first is that there is just a general idea of just hyper-individualism and hoarding of resources. A lot of them are extremely stingy, don't tip well, and also don't donate to local charities. They're very isolated, and what few friends they have, their connection is built upon shared bigotry, which is obviously obviously not a strong connection. Number two, a lot of white people feel a sense of emptiness. They have the job, the car, the career, the kids, the Bible, but they don't feel that sense of fulfillment. I think it's because the subliminal messaging that white people get from birth is that they're so much better than everybody else. And once you're in that sort of position, you will not allow yourself to open up to other people and opportunities that would genuinely bring you joy and fulfillment. And the third reason is that a lot of white people genuinely feel like equality is the oppression of white people. That means other people getting rights means that some of ours get taken away somehow, which obviously isn't true and shows the hyper-competitive nature of being white in America.
So they telling on each other. This is a great time in America, bro. I don't know what the fuck niggas talking about. Like, I get my little Ethiopian coffee, and I got the little chair, you know, the fold out chair that the old heads be bringing to the jazz concerts. And I just sit back and just watch this shit, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I got my little Cuban cigars and shit, and I just watch this shit fall apart. Nigga. It's some people that wish that they was alive to see this fucking day, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't see. It's all in perspective. You got to have the eyes to see. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm seeing. I'm not listening to CNN or Fox 5 tell me how to think and what to see. Nigga, I'm avoiding that shit. And I'm just looking through my lens. And I let my spirit tell me what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that this shit is literally falling apart at the seams. I'm talking about wardrobe malfunction type of falling apart. Like, yeah. Janet at the Super Bowl halftime, nigga. Yeah, Janet at the Super Bowl. That's how much of a malfunction is going down. Now, this shit that they try to pull with Captain Kirk and whatnot, Captain Kirk probably not even, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Captain Kirk, but what I do know is that the people ain't buying it. That's what I do know, is that the people ain't buying it. Broie O'Donald and a whole bunch of people, Ian, Carol, niggas is on their neck. Pause. They are not buying it. Candace, nigga. Sister Candace. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all take care of Candace. If you see Candace in the airport, you'll buy her some fucking Starbucks, man, because she's out here working. Candace is out here working. Let's protect Candace. Protect Candace by all means. So white people just telling on themselves, bro. It starts there. It doesn't end there, but yeah. They told you the telltale signs of the fall of the real fucking rapture is when they start telling on themselves, because that means that they're breaking the oath and they're breaking the bond. And once they break the bond, it's going to break something in your goddamn minds, and you're not going to go for the fucking okie doke, the whoop-de-doo, and you're not going to subconsciously make these people superior than you, because it's literally, I feel, it's literally a self-infliction type of thing where we are making them people bigger than what they really are because of how we see them, right? Because of how we observe them. And our observation is tied to our perception. So because they're using words like white supremacy, and because we literally got lied to when we were in school about their supremacy that was not real, it was made up. They didn't, all of that stuff was a hoodwink. Our perception is literally what is keeping these people at an elevated type of pedestaled height. My nigga, it's your gaze. Yeah. You niggas are gazing upon them the wrong way. Yeah. You got to take your eyes off of them, and you got to look at them through your third eye. Okay? Take your fucking gaze off of Prince Charming and that Barbie doll. You know what I mean? Stop looking at them with the gaze and collapse the wave, nigga. You need to look at them and collapse their waves. That's what you should be doing. And all of that is able to happen. You can never collapse the wave if you don't change the perception. It's the same way when you look at yourself. It starts with you, right? It should start. It's all about how you perceive self. That's how you will receive self, right? So if you perceive yourself as a deadbeat, as a nincompoop, you know what I mean? You're a useless eater. You have nothing to offer. Well, when you look at yourself in the mirror, that is what you're going to see. That is exactly what you're going to perceive, even if somebody who's looking at you sees something different. But if you wake up every rising and you affirm that you the shit, right? And then you look over and you got something laying next to you that's affirming that you the shit, and she's snoring because you put her ass to sleep, right? And then, you know, you might have beautiful children waking you up. You might have a beautiful house, all type of thing. Yeah, your perception about who you are likely will change, right? So what you perceive or what you believe is what you perceive. We got to start believing in ourselves a little bit more than how we literally believe in ourselves. And that's outside of all of this other shit. We just got to see ourselves differently. But how could we see ourselves differently when we have we got $1 trillion campaigns against us? Facebook and these niggas is $1 trillion, bro. We got $1 trillion campaigns going against us. You know? And all of these campaigns are affirming that we ain't shit. That's what they try to tell us. Like we lesser than or something. Like all of this fragility that they're deflecting and it's hitting some people and it's attaching to them. It's hitting some people and it's sticking to them. But we literally got to change the way that we see things, and we will literally change the world overnight. It's that easy. Remember, a takeover with no shots fired. It can happen because I've seen it happen already. A takeover with no shots fired. But it will be impossible for us to do anything with no shots fired when we don't have no fucking discipline. Right? We don't have no discipline. This thing right here showed me that we don't, not only do we don't have discipline, we don't know the level of game that's being played on us. I thought that we did, but we don't. But we don't. We need leaders. We need some leaders because we can't keep this thing.
Just help me understand.
Man.
It's just help me. I can't understand the moral compass that you guys have when it comes to racism. But you were the same people doing memorials for Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody came underneath your page and said, why you memorializing Nipsey Hussle? Like, why does he? You want to talk about how Charlie Kirk doesn't deserve memorial and empathy, but you had empathy for Nipsey Hussle. You had empathy for George Floyd. You had empathy for King Von. I'm saying, like, you have empathy for XXX Tentacion. Like, help me to get it. Because you guys look nutty. I mean, it's just you look insane. I will never understand the logic of our community. You know what I'm saying? I think, who was it? Was it Michael Brown or Trayvon? It's like they had people walking around in hoodies and backpacks with soda pop and candy, all in memory of this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about like we're memorializing young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? It just gets to the point that the reason that you're screaming so loud is because no one's listening to you. You know, nobody came out and told you who you can and cannot mourn. How are you going to tell people who they can and cannot mourn? You know what I'm saying? Like when you guys had black squares, when you guys was taking people jobs from the Me Too movement, when you was forcing people to get the jab and get the shot and forcing, I think people are just over the hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? You think Charlie Kirk should lose his life tragically for free speech, but you're crying that people are losing their jobs. I mean, all of us have known that when you get a job, you can't say what you want to say. You know.
Where's she from? I want everybody in the audience. Just let's do a poll. Where's she from? I just want to know, because I've heard this type of conversation. Where is this sister from?
You know, but you was all for people losing their job when Trump became president. You was all for people losing their job when January 6ers rioted. You was for them losing their job and going to jail. You was all for people losing their job when they didn't want to bow down and take a man-made demonic shot in their arm for COVID-19. You was taking people jobs left and right. Y'all was all for it. You was all for cancel culture and the Me Too movement. This person came out and said this happened to them. You was for everybody getting canceled. You was cool with it. You was cool with it. You was cool when Trump got banned on X. Y'all are hypocrites, bro. And people are just tired.
No, babe, you're tired. Check this out. And it just, I'm going to play a few clips just to show people that we are in a precarious place because, first of all, we didn't know there's a large contingency of people. Yeah, before I even get into that, nigga, Nipsey Hussle was 1,000 times more effective and 1,000 times worth memorializing than this piece of shit. And I said it. I went down a rabbit hole and I listened to all of these things that this Peckerwood had to say. And he was completely out of line. He has to be a high-ranking Klan member. That's why they're so upset. They clap somebody outside of the sheet. You know what I mean? He has to be a high-ranking Klan member. I mean, I posed the question earlier. Where the hell did the Klan people go? Do you think there are people that are not in power? Do you think that there are people that are not, quote unquote, in government? Do you think they're not in entertainment? No. They're the ones running around letting their nuts hang. That's the Klan. The fuck? Nigga, that's the Klan, and they got new names. They're on 4chan and they're on all of the Annons and whatnot, but that's the goddamn Klan. So here we go, and this stupid shit right here. This is called race baiting. They need a target to hit after this whole thing with Tyler, who, come to find out, Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter, has an actor profile on IMDb or whatever that shit is for the actors. He has a profile. He's Tyler the Created. He's Tyler the Created, right? He's not real. He's not real. Okay?
This is not just another.
He's not as innocent as people try to make it seem like he comes out of nowhere. That is not what we're looking at. So, yeah, I heard about Snake Eyes, the movie, and they predicted it came out and is Nicolas Cage, right? Nicolas Cage. So, real quick, and that's the problem that I'm having these days. Three things. One, we better have, we need our own Ellis Island in America. Black people specifically. We need our own Ellis Island so we can meet all of the Africans, all of the South Americans, and everybody before they come up in this bitch. We need our own Ellis Island so we could go and talk to these niggas before they come in here and take everyone's temperature and orientate them. They need an orientation. First, give them the book with the 100 inventors. Then give them a book with the proper history, not that shit that they have in the textbooks. Then sit their asses down and make them watch Hidden Colors 1 through 6. And then give them a written test. This is what we should have to every single person coming into the United States of America, right? Who has melanin in their skin. Nah, fuck that. Even the Europeans and the Asians, both from Eurasia, Asia Minor, and Asia Major, all of them needs a motherfucking update and an orientation about who the fuck we are as a people in the land of America, the USA, before they step foot on the soil. For real. The diluting of our communities with people who don't share our history or our quote unquote, we don't have the same goals and whatnot. That has proven to be a very it's been a very slick tactic on the behalf of these colonizers to create a buffer nation, because that is exactly what they are. They are a buffer nation. And you know, like when like you see somebody trying to let's think about a fight after the club, right? You have like a fight after the club, and there's the antagonist and there's the protagonist, and then you have the security guards and people from the entourage in the middle as buffers. So if somebody effed up and the dude want to knock the person out because he see that it's his moment to, you know, get that hit, there's somebody in the way, to whereas he'll try to do a swing and whatnot and wind up swinging on the security, and then it turns into a 6th Street brawl rather than just letting two people go at it and just seeing who's going to get washed and who's not. They have put Indians, they have put the Koreans, they have put Jamaicans and Haitians and Trinidadians, Panamanians, they have put Ghanaians, Nigerians, Kenyans, all of these people, Philippines, they're all in the middle of the buffer. They are the buffer zone. So when we try to hook off, if we ever try to smack Mr. Charlie upside the head and whatnot, right? Just for some clarity, just on some old nigga, wake up. You open hand smack, you know what I mean? Like back smack, like disrespectful. The buffer is in the way. You can't get your shit off because the people who are playing buffer literally should be on your end smacking them too. But you know, the way things are set up in America, I feel that it's more advantageous for anybody who got welcomed into this corporation to be somewhat, you know, they're biased towards the corporation. Like, think about it. They're biased towards whoever helped change their life. There's no skin. They don't have skin unity. That's a fucking concept that was created in Harlem or some other place. That nigga, there's no, they don't have skin unity when other nations come over here with flags and your ass don't have one. There's no fucking skin unity, my nigga. They know when it's Labor Day, your ass is wrapped in an American flag, and it's all good. It's all good. Like, it's all good, but you're amongst thousands of flags. thousands of nations and whatnot. And they're like, we're going to judge you, and we're going to critique you the same way that woman just did, based off of the lies that they think that we're equal. And they think that we're somewhat, and they've been watching these slave movies, and they naturally see the European over us, and they don't see anything else but that arrangement. They're not with this lofty idea of us being in charge and us ruling shit. Hell fucking no. They're like, nigga, where does that come from? I'm not here for that. So check this out. When the white people show up to your colleges, go to fucking class. Leave them alone. They are setting you up. They don't have nowhere for their plane to land. So they are creating runways out of everywhere where black people are at. Y'all are not even qualified to debate these people, because you don't understand. You're too young. That's why that's why Captain Kirk was getting his name up, because he literally was going to step on college students. No disrespect to the college students and whatnot, but the key word is students. Even though he went to Oxford and got his ass washed, and he went to a few colleges and they handed him clear L's and whatnot, but he literally was taking advantage, like how a boxer, a heavyweight boxer. Imagine if a heavyweight boxer would go sparring with lightweight spar partners, right? Imagine a heavyweight the size of like a goddamn to this day, the size of of my nigga who say to this day, right? A heavyweight boxer like him, and he's sparring with somebody who's a welterweight. That's Charlie Kirk going to these fucking colleges and sitting back washing niggas with no problem. Little kids who don't have the experience. Fuck the book smarts. You don't got the experience, Deontay Wilder. You don't got the experience to defeat certain people who could basically run circles around you only because they have the experience. You know? You, for a Captain Kirk and people like that, you need a well-seasoned debater. You need somebody who's Trump tight to get up there and get to washing, right? So the second time I realized that we have an issue with this Bible shit, and it's bigger than what we probably have realized. And it's not that I don't have an issue with the Bible thumpers. I just think that the level of zealotness, I didn't know that the spell was so thick. I didn't know that so many of you niggas have literally succumbed to the gospel, right? Or the ghost spell. The second instance to show me that this shit is because it's really it's not what Europeans are doing. I don't react to that. I don't care about what they're doing. They're gonna do what the fuck they're gonna do. It don't matter. Like they're NPCs in my world. They're gonna do what they're programmed to do. It's y'all. It's the niggas that I'm reacting to. You know what I'm talking about? It's the melanated Negroes. The Billy Carson versus the Wesley Huff. That showed me that you niggas are fucking crazy, bro. You Bible thumping black niggas, y'all are crazy. I would never put Farrakhan with a chart. No, you get Wesley Muhammad. You don't ever bring the boss to address a worker. Charlie was a worker. He was not the boss. Trump maybe could sit down with a Farrakhan for a debate, but Charlie, nigga, that's a little nigga. You don't elevate. If you ever put him in a room with Farrakhan, you just elevated Charlie, not Farrakhan. You denoted Farrakhan and elevated Charlie. Like you gotta understand, matchups. If you study boxing, you can't put a bum in the ring with a champion and sell tickets. You can't sell tickets like that. You know what I mean? I would even say that Umar was out of his pay grade. However, you know, if it needed to happen, if it just had to go, because to be honest with you, Mr. Johnson, right? Mr. Johnson, pause. Oh Lord, he could serve his people more effectively because they've just popularized. You got Trump, all of America, the alt-right, the alt-righteous, and everybody. They have somewhat lionized debating as the great American pastime sport. So the best thing that Mr. Johnson could do for his community is to go get some fucking W's under his belt. Put some W's under his belt. Go wash up. Yeah, you know what I mean? Go wash up these people who are committing intellectual warfare against our people. You know? Yeah, you say he worked with the special needs, right? Because Charlie had water in the he looked like he was collecting water in his head. Let's check this out. We got a commercial, man. Let's check out this commercial for Charlie and the gang, and we'll be right back. All right, hold on.
This is not just another live stream. This is prophecy meeting politics, myths colliding with money, and ritual revealed in real time. On Sunday, September 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the stage is set. American Gods, MAGAfest Destiny, Part 10. Featuring the twin pillars, Red Pill and Blue Pill, joined by the firebrand voice of Hitsu Aku. For one night only, on Zoom, we decode the hidden architecture of America's mythos, how names, symbols, and movements shape the very destiny of nations. This is the lecture everyone will be talking about. The headline beneath the headlines. Seats are limited. The world is watching. The time is now. Don't just read history, decode it. Don't just witness the myth, step inside it. American Gods, MAGAfest Destiny, Part 10th of September 28th, 7 p.m. Live on Zoom. Secure your ticket today, because destiny doesn't wait.
Destiny doesn't wait. I need y'all to be in the building on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, man, I've had some sleepless nights, you know, doing my research, putting together my presentation. I know Blue Pillar been busting, going in deep diving and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? I know Hitsayo, he's super excited. He's very enthusiastic. He's been putting things together. We've been on the phone. You know, I just don't want y'all to miss the magic. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all to miss when we form Voltron, and you know, and we get to talk outside of YouTube on how we really feel. Because you know, I'm very sanitized on this platform, just based off of the fact that you know, you know, the Sentinels. They at the door. You know what I mean? The Sentinels, they waiting for me to say something crazy so they could run up in here, you know? But yeah, man, Sunday at 7 p.m., we are finna go crazy. Let's get back to the videos. White people telling on each other.
This is where they fucked up in the cover-up. There is no possible way that a 30-06 shot from that location into the front of his neck didn't paint the back of that tent with his head. Okay. And there's no way that the bullet just was stopped by his bones of steel from exiting. Sorry. And so the Turning Points come out and call that a miracle. Charlie has bones of steel.
Charlie was Clark Kent. Nigga, Charlie was Clark Kent. Charlie got a neck of steel. Pause.
From exiting. Sorry. And so the Turning Points come out and call that a miracle. Charlie has bones of steel. Listen, this is typical evangelical Christian bullshit, right? When they come out with a story and then you question, it's just a miracle. And now that people are so happy that it's a miracle that they'll just shut up. This is where they fucked up. If the left had been screaming that, that doesn't sound right, that doesn't sound right, it wasn't a 30-06, then they wouldn't care because they just go fake news, fake news, fake news. But the right is screaming it. And you fucked up, man, because, dude, there are so many people on the right with firearms training. I have firearms training. And the reason I have firearms training is because I used to be on the right and live in Texas for 18 years. Okay, let me tell you about the boys that I used to run with. Any of us could have made a 200-yard shot with a 30-06 from an elevated position. That's child's play. Okay? We also clearly know the damage that a 30-06 does because we've made those shots hundreds of times. We know exactly what it looks like. And we're calling you on your bullshit, and you're not going to get it over on us. You're not going to get it over. The people on the right know firearms, okay? And they're not going to believe you. And if you're lying about this, you're lying about everything. By the way, if you are at all in doubt that the CIA might do something like this and it might look just like this, you might want to read my new book called Blowback.
Out. Charlie Kirk had bones of steel, strong enough to stop bullets. We just got our first bit of actual confirmation about findings of the autopsy, and they make the story even more unbelievable, if you could believe it. We'll tell you more all about that in just a minute. But the important thing is that Tyler Robinson is safe and sound in FBI custody, waiting for all the cameras to shut off and the guards to take a nap so that he can do a little bit of bedsheet origami. The FBI has charged him with aggravated murder, along with a host of other supporting charges, and are seeking the death penalty. It turns out Tyler Robinson almost got away clean, leaving the scene with no evidence, except for a detailed text message confession about how he used his firearm to eliminate the acquired target, and then got into his...
Yo, whoever the production team that was behind the Trump shooting, and then consequently the Charlie Kirk shit, I need y'all to get at me, man. You know what I'm talking about? I need y'all to really hit me up, man. You know, send a sales rep or something, because I got some shit under my sleeve that I might want to pull. You know what I'm talking about? If my tax return don't come back the way it is, I'm about to fake my death too, my niggas. I need whoever the PR person on that side, yeah, get at me, man, because we want to fake some deaths on this side too, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm talking about?
Vehicle and was on the lam for 0800 hours. Pay no attention to the fact that we now know that the FBI has footage of the shooter taking the shot, and they specifically cut the video they released to start just after that part. Obviously, not because he never took the shot, probably never even had the rifle on the roof, but because of redacted. Pay no attention to the old man actively causing a distraction to help the shooter escape, or to the more than 10 strange flying objects that have been located in the cell phone footage, or to the fact that the wound doesn't match the shot, or to the fact that we are being shown a fabricated text message chain, or to the new photo that surfaced of Bro stopping by Dairy Queen for a little blizzy while he's the subject of a statewide manhunt. Trust the FBI to get to the bottom of it, just like they did with the Epstein files. Because just last week, Kash Patel came out and officially told us that Epstein never even trafficked anyone to anyone. Hundreds of victims are all lying to us. The court that convicted Epstein was totally wrong. Ignore all the evidence and forget all about it. Midterms are just a year away, and you're supposed to hate your neighbor way more by then. So they're going to need you to stop talking about uniting in our hatred of Israel and get back to the race war that they had scheduled. Thank you very much.
Conspiracy theories are entering.
Why do they hate us? Why do they hate us? People need to really come to terms with fanaticism. Fanaticism. What is fanaticism? Fanaticism is the fact that there are fanatics on this planet that will stop at nothing, right? That will stop at nothing. They're not operating on the same spectrum that you may be operating on. They're fanatical about biblical, quote unquote, end time prophecies. They're fanatical about the apocalypse. You know what I mean? That's their fanaticism. So you're trying to speak logic into a mind of a fanatic, and that is literally not how it works. Okay? You can't no. Let's check out another fucking fanatic, yo. Look at the daddy of the fanatics right here.
They can't keep their story straight. Is it the transgender? Oh, now I know he did it. Now I know he did it, and no one could tell me otherwise. They can't keep their story straight. Is it the transgender community or is it the radical Islamists? Oh wait, no one knows yet because the police are still investigating. Really weird for a foreign government to be on our news telling us who's responsible when our law enforcement and our government haven't even completed their investigation to let us know. It's because he did it. Anyone who's been paying attention knows his moves. Every accusation, and I mean every, that's not an exaggeration, every accusation has been a confession. That is a proven fact. So if he is saying that the Muslims did this, that means he did this. It wasn't just a couple months ago where he was threatening that we were going to have another 9/11. Pretty odd timing. Normally, if another country's government threatens us like that, and then something like this happens on that date, normally there'd be an investigation into them. They wouldn't be platformed on our main news channels to tell us who did it. It was Israel, and my last video explains exactly why. You can't convince me otherwise. I think everyone benefited from this. I don't think that was like the only win for them. They killed 2 birds, 1 stone. Got rid of somebody who would have been the nail in their coffin as he was starting to turn on them. Are able to blame it on the left and the transgender community, which just causes the division they want because we're finally uniting over the Epstein files. Distracted from the fact that they once again voted to not release the Epstein files on the day Charlie Kirk died, and managed to victimize white Christians. And now they're all on social media threatening anybody who's a leftist. They accomplished a lot of goals with this one. For me, that's a wrap on this. This was all I needed to see.
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. 5 years ago, you probably would never have heard people come to the conclusions that they're coming to about, is it real? The public facade on is it real is over. They cannot move forward under the disguise of a victimhood type of country or nation. Moving forward, they gotta move with their fangs out. That's why they're kind of like, they don't give a fuck at this point. You know what I'm saying? Man. Let's go to another one, man. Let's go to another one.
A lot of you guys have already seen that the censorship regime on here has already intensified, okay? It's already intensified. And that's before the deal even fully goes through and Larry Ellison at Oracle and Fox News' Rupert Murdoch or Lachlan Murdoch help take it over too. So I'm sure this is gonna get shadowed, but we're gonna talk about it anyway because it's important. What the fuck is this? What is 50 states, 1 Israel? I'm sorry, last time I checked, we lived in America and we have 50 states and I did not consent to add one. Who voted on adding a state? You guys, this is totally insane. This is a conference in where all of our lawmakers, okay, went to the Israeli regime so that they could go and renew their brainwashed commitment to their real bosses, okay, not you, and whatever else the Israelis have on them. They first had to visit the Western Wall. You know, they all have to always do that. And then foreign ministers in Israel are encouraging American lawmakers to pass anti-BDS laws in their states. This is fucking crazy. Do you understand this is unconstitutional? We're not a sovereign nation. We're just not. You're having a foreign fucking nation tell you as an American that you're not allowed to boycott, and telling our lawmakers to pass unconstitutional bills. Boycotting is a part of our First Amendment. It is illegal it is unconstitutional for any lawmaker to tell us that we are not allowed to boycott. But they're going to the Israeli regime and getting instructions from a foreign government on how to pass laws to tell us what we can and can't do in our own country? Then, of course, they had to go and visit communities impacted by the October 7th attacks. Hey, question, did they take them to Gaza? That they could tour the remains of the genocide in Gaza? Then you have this psychopath, this Christian Zionist lunatic, Mike Huckabee, the ambassador. And I like how they say ambassador when really he's just a full-time employee. He literally said to all the lawmakers, because remember, all the American lawmakers went to this fucking trip, and then said that there are 700 Americans living in the Israeli regime. That's the size of a congressional district. I say when they come, welcome to the 436th congressional what the fuck? He's literally saying Israel is an extension of America. Which I know, a lot of people say, cool story. Yes, I hear it all the time. Israel's just an outpost of the US. Okay, so then why are they telling us what to do? That is the question that I keep asking and I keep not getting. I need to understand this, folks. If they're a proxy of us, and why is our sovereignty then the one being violated? Why do they keep telling us what we can do and say and boycott? Because it certainly looks and feels like they're violating our rights. He then did the thing that I love when they do. They say, oh, you can't hate Israel. You're not allowed to not like Israel, okay? And the reason for that, it's anti-Christian, Lamau, and it's hatred toward Western civilization. You're not civilized. The West is not civilized. Doing a genocide and starving people to death and killing children is not civilized. It's quite literally the opposite of civilized, actually. It's barbarism. War is a choice. We don't need to have wars in the 21st fucking century, okay? And if you're choosing to do that instead of negotiate like an adult, you're barbaric. And that's war in general across the world. We all know that in the case of Gaza, we're witnessing a Holocaust, not a war. And America ain't civilized either. People living on the street and not being able to afford health care and allowing your children to be massacred on the reg at their schools is not civilized. When are we gonna start talking about how fucking weird this is? And what we really need to talk about is sovereignty, is national sovereignty. America is allegedly a sovereign nation. So why the fuck do we have traitors in our own government going over for sexy conferences where they're declaring that it's basically an extension of our country that none of us voted on, and they get to tell us what we can and can't say and what we can and can't boycott, while taking the tax money that you pay that they should be using to improve your life?
White people upset. I do feel like it's genuine because some of them are great actors and actresses, and they just put on shows because they know we watching. But when it comes to that, I do feel a semblance of some type of, like, it feels real. Like they really are pissed off. You know what I mean? Will they do something about it? Highly unlikely. They'll just be talking. Highly unlikely. There's nothing that they can do but talk. But it's all good. The discord, right? There's levels of discord in this country. You know, and that's not always a bad thing at the end of the day. That's not always a bad thing. Like, we live in America. People is like, we live in America. Let's just let that, like, no, nigga. It's not gonna go back to what you want it to be like. It's not gonna go back to white picket fences. The shit is literally being liquidated. So, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know what to tell you, but you want to be in your comfort zone. You just want the trappings, you know. You want all of the easy shit that don't really know. I don't know if that's what the future holds for America. It's not going to be some dystopia or nothing, but there's work to be done. It's just work to be done. I feel like there's work to be done, And people need to, I just feel that we need to be more work orientated and not work for nobody else type of work. I'm not talking about that work where you punching somebody's clock. I'm talking about working in ways that we've probably never seen because we've never had the time to work for each other to build something. Because that shit takes time. But we got to work for it and work through it.
Yeah.
Right?
I speak on behalf. My
got
name is
that's
Anat
the work that we need. You know what I mean? Like, it's just work. It's just work. It's just work. You know? But we gotta have.
Hi, Auntie Bev here with another word to help you build your vocabulary. The word is rapture.
Rapture.
I thought that might be an appropriate word for today. Rapture is a noun, and it describes an intense feeling of pleasure and joy. Now, the rapture is a Christian belief that Jesus will come down and take his true believers back with him to heaven.
When you finally start moving up into the air, I recommend that you don't hold on to anything. I definitely don't recommend looking down. I think we learned that lesson from Lot's wife.
I'm not sure what Bible that woman has read, but Lot's wife did not look down. Lot's wife looked back and turned into a pillar of salt.
Very human right now with my emotions. I'm worried about my dogs when we're raptured. And a lot of people always be like, oh, the dogs are going. But we don't really have any evidence, no scripture to back up that our pets will go with us in the rapture.
It's happening. It is happening. It is happening. This is it. It's happening.
According to some preacher in Africa, the rapture was supposed to happen sometime between September 22nd and the 24th. And people were supposed to be ascended into heaven. Well, I'm a believer and I'm still here. But I still experience the rapture of being connected to my Creator. Rapture, a feeling of intense joy and excitement. Add that word to your vocabulary bank and make it your time, your shine. Auntie Bev speaks.
The rapture. The rapture. How many of y'all went through the rapture? How many? It's contagious. It's a contagious feeling I'm having.
You might know the evil billionaire Peter
Man. I try to warn
Oh, the evil billionaire Peter
Try to warn y'all about Peter. But going back to this right here, check this out.
All we did was set up a table.
Low key, this is the rapture. This made white people feel so good. The day after the Charlie Kirk shit, and they got to meet Erica. Then they went on, turned on Fox 5, and they saw this. Oh Lord, this was their rapture. This is what they need. They need this. We don't need this. We need to just go right to class and just let the MAGAs do what the MAGAs do. We don't need all of the commotion. There's nothing that could be done in this situation. Not a thing. The best thing to do with this situation is don't even feed it. because he's literally aura farming all of these black people right now. They got set up for one of the biggest tricks in the book. They are the monkeys in the middle now, right? He's aura farming. That this video goes viral, and now there's a target on the HSBUs because they were sending bomb threats the day after Captain Kirk, right? So whenever they do hasty things, whenever they jump out the window, it kind of like it has the rest of them who are covering for them. It makes them look stupid, you know, like your coworkers or people you're in relationships with. It makes them look stupid because they don't have no plane, they don't have an airstrip to land their plane. But when this happens, then they'll retroactively act like, no, there's bomb threats at the HSBU because they tried to harm somebody from MAGA. But the bomb threats came way before he showed up to the school. But when they tell the story months from now, they'll retroactively change it to say, nah, the bomb threats was about the Make America, the MAGA people were getting death threats because they were trying to teach on a college. They got, you know what I mean? So they were, no, nigga, y'all sent bomb threats to a college. Y'all hung 2 people in Mississippi, and y'all was sending bomb threats the day after Captain Kirk got his shit blown back because y'all thought just for some reason, because y'all knew that he was so disrespectful and so belligerent, not towards black people. Black people are disrespectful towards black people. Who the fuck cares? No, you're disrespectful towards black people that are not here anymore. You're disrespectful towards black ancestors. Now we got a problem. Go ask some little niggas in Ebbett Field in Brooklyn called the Blickies. Go ask some little niggas in Marcus Garvey projects in Brooklyn. Go ask some little niggas in Compton. Go ask them YNs in Memphis, in Texas, and all of those places in Jacksonville. Duval, what the fuck happens when you disrespect the dead? What comes with that? There's a whole cottage industry called drill music built off of that. The whole Chief Keef movement and the Chicago drill movement was built off of the levels of disrespect that they're able to levy upon who? The dead, not the living, the dead. So Charlie Kirk, his mouth was so foul. He was such a grand dragon in his approach that he would attack the melanated ancestors and the elders, the ones that are about to be ancestors from the civil rights movement of the baby boomers and whatnot. His disrespect was going towards the MLKs, the Floyds, right? Who he shares a birthday with. So he's tethered to him. And like I said before, I share a birthday with Boozy. I share a birthday with King Charles. And I talk about them, but they get grace from me because we share a birthday. I'm just letting it. They get a unconscious grace because we are birthday. Gary V is also on my birthday. It's a bunch of niggas. There's certain things that I could say about. I could do an 8-hour show on Gary V. So Charlie, Mr. Charlie Brown, he had to be a special kind of evil. He had to be a special type kind of quote unquote wicked. He had to be a special kind of fuck boy. You know what I'm talking about? To make his career and cut his teeth off of desecrating melanated memories. And this motherfucker is 31 years old. Nigga, you just got to this planet. How dare you say some shit about the civil rights movement and you're a fucking whippersnapper. You're 31. What the hell do you know? And who taught you this shit? I want to see who's your big homie. You know? So the fact that he was going after his birthday twin is just showing you son was like he was a ghoul, you know what I mean? And not in a good way. You know, his agenda, he was consistent on his agenda and he stood on it and he didn't care. And that's cool. But I don't sit around giving the ops a lap dance. Fuck him. All of them. Okay? That part. So this shit right here. Yeah, this is some goofy shit. This is high goofy activity on the black people, not on this white boy part. He's getting everything that he needs. He's filming it. He knows he's going viral, and he's taking one for the fucking team. He's taking one for the team, and we are so loud and boisterous, and we're so predictable, bro. We're so predictable. It's called Fearless Tour. Fearless Tour, right? Fearless Tour. Why are they so loud? Why does it take all of these people to confront one little white boy? Why? You see how much power they're giving him?
Can't even hear you.
Very safe, very black, and very tired of this.
They did not walk this way. They walked that way.
Watch how many people come start hanging. Like, the thing is this, all of that energy, but they just hung two niggas in Mississippi. All of this energy, but they just hung two niggas in Mississippi. Where's that energy? Why is not the Mississippi campus up fucking raw? Where the brother got found with broken legs and arms. But come on, man. Keep up fucking children, man.
What's up, man?
They don't know. They just don't know. The children don't know because they don't have the teaching. These little niggas, the children don't know because the parents don't know. The parents are coons, so the children's a coon. You know what I'm saying? There's a war going on outside, but nobody will utter that to their children and put them on war mode. This is horrible. This is horrific. This is sad.
It's a crazy day out here.
Such a setup, bro. I really don't understand. I know they caught up in a moment. They caught up in a moment and it's all good and whatnot. They feel like they're doing something good. They feel like they're coming together. They feel like they're becoming a community. They feel like they're fighting back. Nothing wrong with that. But they're young. The same way that these young athletes need a coach to tell them they have the energy, they have the brawn, they have the speed, but they need coaching. Because all of that brawn and all of that energy and all of that athleticism will literally, you're just running. Well, you could use all of that to run at top speed and hit a brick wall. But the coach is going to tell you, don't go to the wall, run in another direction, and he'll tell you when to stop, and he'll tell you where to turn. You feel me? But without any coaching, our people tend to crash out. So I'm going to throw the blame for this one on the big homies and the staff. Where the fuck are y'all at? All that damn noise. All that damn noise for nothing. Y'all are not, I don't think that that y'all not, your enemy or your foe is more wittier than you. That's a given. They are way more wittier than you. And even though they deal with levels of trauma, they deal with levels of reject and stuff like that, our people, we're dealing with the levels of ignorance. The levels of ignorance and the levels of trauma and deflection and stuff that we have. You know what I mean? Is being played against us. That all. It's just I can see it clearly. It's being played against us. So let's continue. Check this out. This is from Is It Real?
I'm from Israel. Have you heard of Israel? You have? Well, I hope you heard only good things. We in Israel believe in shooting ourselves in the foot. We don't waste any time. We do exactly everything upside down. Because that way, we can be special, God's chosen people. After we shoot ourselves in the foot, we blame the Palestinians. Because to blame the Palestinians is a very special honor that only we get to do. Do you ever get to blame Palestinians for what you do, your crimes? It's much easier to go through life that way, trust me, especially when we are the biggest criminals in the world. Do you remember when we bombed King David Hotel long time ago? No? Good, forget about that. Remember what we did to the flotilla to Gaza? You don't? Good, good. Stay ignorant, it's good for us. And if you have, full leftist, how dare you be educated and know what's going on? Anyway, I wanted to tell you about my stupid, crazy sister. She refused to be a soldier. Huh? Is she crazy? Why refuse to be a soldier? It's a good thing to die for a piece of land. But she refused to be a soldier without even one lie. And using the psychiatrist, I told you she's crazy. She used to go to the psychiatrist all the time in the army and cry and say, I don't want to be in the army. Well, and they used to make her wait for hours to see the psychiatrist. So she would be waiting in this hall room with usually 6 other men soldiers. And they would be crying and crying. And she'd tell them, why are you crying? And they tell her, we will never forgive ourselves for what we did. Like, what did you do? You are being a soldier fighting for a piece of land. What are you crying about? Anyway, then she tries to go and have lunch. When she went to have lunch, she can hear this sound from the lunch while she's eating her knedelach. Good food in the Israeli army, best food in the world. So she's eating her knedelach and her lunch, and she can hear, ooh, ooh. She thought there was a war going on. Who knows, nuclear weapons? Sounded very weird, like creepy. So she goes outside, and what does she see? She saw 2,000 boys crying. But crying like a baby when you change their nappy and they're not in the mood for you. Like that. She never forgot that. Until this day, she says, there must be something bad going on that they're not telling us about. I say to her, what? She says, I don't know. Nobody knows. The boys wouldn't tell me. I mean, her.
She sound like a Dracula. Right? She sound like a fucking Dracula. She sound like a damn vampire or something. As we go, let's continue.
That somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church, but would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like
So that might sound crazy to somebody hearing it right now, and it's a lot of projecting. That is he might be reading from a teleprompter of a Charlie Brown speech, a Captain Kirk speech. If you think that sounds crazy, like I said, your ass did not listen to Captain Kirk. You didn't take the time out to listen to Captain Kirk and allow these people to memorialize somebody who has talking points, just like this is what's going around the world right now. As everybody Googles Captain Kirk and plays his video, this is what they're listening to. And this verbatim.
Eligible for membership in our church.
This is what they get exposed to.
Would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally?
That's all Captain Kirk was doing. He was projecting. He never talked about the issues of his sick ass people. That's what Charleston White was calling his bum ass on. If he would have focused on his people, his ass probably would have still been around to change Erica's bath water. You know what I mean? Stay out of our fucking business. Don't ever in your goddamn life speak on us, because there's nothing that a European in America could say about our fucking plight if they don't include their criminal, evil, wicked ass and their bum ass ancestors either. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever fix your motherfucking baloney lips to talk about and try to critique our culture when you people sat back and you motherfuckers know who's playing whose hands are being played to disrupt and to dysfunction our whole entire goddamn nation. And shame on all of you buck-tooth niggas that are sitting around listening to these incels and these fucking weirdos try to be geopolitical and try to fucking speak like they have some sensibility and whatnot. You niggas is weird. You niggas is weird, bro. And you can't serve two motherfucking platforms. If that's where you niggas die on that hill, bro. I'm not dealing with no type of, you could play around for now if you want, but it will be some inquiries. If we catch you niggas at a MAGA rally, you getting whooped out, because you can't stand on two platforms. That shit is not tolerated over here. Okay? That's not tolerated over here. Nigga, this is not all inclusive, my nigga. That we don't run that type of show over here. We stand on something. We stand on principles. We have a demarcation line that's drawn in the sand, bro. The fuck? We're not for everybody. Where's the person who said that this is their first time? Are you still here? That's the $1 million question. Are you still? Do you still have your seatbelt on? Are you still in the car with us? Okay. Listen to him project a little bit more, because that's all. It's white fragility. It's white inferiority complex. It's white fragility. Okay, that's what you're witnessing, and they're able to exercise it because they have a commander-in-chief, my nigga, who is speaking their language. They understand fully that this motherfucker is their man. So whatever shot that they're gonna shoot, it has to be now. He look like an eight. All of the ones that got these type of head, the beards with the curly mustache, you might as well just, you know. You kind of know what they on. You got to kind of know what they on. There's this Proud Boys type of look. I don't know what this look is called with the part and everything, but they got a look. They have a look. They have a fucking look, my nigga. So just know what you're looking for. Ladies, if you wind up going on that Tinder date and he pulls up and he has that fucking part right there and he looks like Tom Hardy, you know what I'm talking about? You might want to go a dine and dash. You know what I'm talking about? You might want to do a dine and dash. I'll be right back. I'm finna go to the bathroom. While he eats his uncooked steak, you crawl out the window. You know what I'm talking about? Because those are the type of dudes with dungeons in their trailers. Those are the type of niggas with hidden trapdoors in the fucking trailer park. You might want to be careful. Okay? You might want to be careful. But yeah, check this out. All of this goddamn deflecting. I'm sick of this shit.
Generally in our church. The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like, you talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like, this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl.
Either, but yeah.
And to cut her throat.
Because she's white.
Because she's white, and be like, yeah, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No. They have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
So I don't want to be understood by people that look like, talk like, think like. I don't have the time. I'm on this planet doing planetary things. No, I don't have the time, nor do I have the wherewithal, nor do I have the patience. Look at this nigga. He's like a Poindexter. What would we call
as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Crete?
I'm going to share my greatness. I'm going to prove my greatness is what's making this man uncomfortable. My greatness is why he's fragile. My greatness is why he is nervous when his wife says she's going to the mall by herself. That's what you're dealing with. Little dick energy, white fragility, inferiority complex, okay? Projection, deflection. They do not want to look in the mirror. These vampires don't want to see the light, okay? Now, I could have dug if he would have been honest about who the fuck his people are and where they come from. But they want to just talk about our people. So you mean to tell me, and I've showed it on the show, there's about 7 articles that I got where melanated women have been dismembered on their Tinder dates. They've been put in suitcases and beheaded and type shit, all type of things that I can't even repeat. This has been happening. There's 15 women that they found in Houston recently. They pulling women out the river and whatnot. So you're gonna take that Ukrainian shit and try to indict all melanated men? Like this not even our MO. When this is y'all MO. Y'all MO is that y'all kidnap, unalive, and assault all type of women, children, and elderly people. There's a culture war going on outside. And that culture war is kind of sort of giving these people the pretense that they could just make up fucking history. You know what I mean? That they could just lie through their teeth, that they could just deflect, and they are trying to throw all type of jackets on our people. Why? Because through observation, they're under the perception that all of us are dumb. That's just the way that they see it. They're under the perception that we are the most retarded, uneducated, uninformed group of people on the planet. You know what I mean? That's what the majority of them think. However, there is a very small minority who have been they've stood right in the light. They've withstood the motherfucking light. They got the light shown upon them, right? They got tan lines. They got tan lines because so much light has been shined upon them, right? There are some of them who stood in front of the truth and got sunburned from the information. They got sunburned. It's not a lot of them. because them are not even built to even stand. A lot of them would just spontaneously combust. They would look like the dude at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. They will literally melt. They will literally melt in the presence of truth when you bring it to them. Like if before a Sarah Suit Seti in his heyday, when he was really running through shit on the debate side, if they stood in front of even a Shaka Atmos, a Pharaoh, Ali Muhammad, like all of the debaters, if they went up against the motherfucking concrete jungle debaters, they would have got their goddamn beards ripped off. They would have got beheaded, bro. Nigga, Captain Kirk would have got his fucking food eaten by the Israelites if that shit ever went down. Have a motherfucking few seats, all of you weird niggas trying to pull some type of illusionary wool over our people's eyes. Chase all of them crazy bald heads out of town. If y'all holding space around anybody that's they riding on Charlie's train, my nigga, yeah, you sleeping with the enemy. You know what I'm talking about? Real talk. And that's not me hating and doing none of that shit. I already said, bro. Nigga, Charlie is in here, bro. Nigga, Charlie is right here, bro. Charlie's up in flames, my nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Charlie's getting smoked, nigga. Nigga, what are you talking about? Charlie's inside of the blunt, nigga. What do you mean? Fuck out of here. I wish I would. You niggas, you remember all of Twitter during 2012 when they were smoking the dead ops? All of them people in the comments is young Kirk, the nigga white boys from Kirkwood. It's young Captain Kirks and Nick Fuentes and all of them, Aiden Ross and all of them. They are the ones on Twitter edging Little Dirk to slide for Vaughn. They're the niggas that was in the chat, in the Twitter. Yo, chat niggas, they're the ones on Twitter egging on the war in Chirac. Yeah, they were smoking the ops. Yeah, they were smoking on Tuka and making his mop and distressing his. That's white kids doing that. That ain't our people doing all of that. You know, our people don't make fun of the dead like that. You know what I'm talking about? Oh yeah, that's is it gas? Man, is it gas? This shit is like diesel. You know? Shit is like diesel. So no. You out of your goddamn mind. I wish I would. No. Talking about black people demonic and all of this crazy shit. We become what we despise the most. I could honestly say that. We despise what we despise. We become what we despise the most. And you know, I don't even think that we got time to waste trying to convince anyone on this planet about our divinity. I'm not about. I don't have time for all of that. I'm not about that. That does nothing for me personally. I know who I am, and that's all that matters. I could give a fuck about anybody else at this point, especially people who don't look like me, who have no nuance. It's bad enough trying to speak to my own people from different generations, let alone some peckerwood from the other side of the fence. Like, are you fucking dumb? What do I care about that? Like, why should I care about that? What does that have to? I'm not. Some people is caught up in a world. I'm not. I'm not. And if I ever find myself caught up in a world, I still wouldn't give a fuck. I still wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I got to give a fuck about what gives a fuck about me. And at the end of the day, it's not somebody, it has, I give a fuck about what gives a fuck about me. So with that being said, what's understood don't even need to be said. I don't even need to, I don't need that. You know? But these are the things that they don't want to talk about. This is what they running from. This is where you'll see them fall apart. This is their fragility.
Very specific style of white glove that a ton of classic cartoon characters.
They are kicking and screaming, emoting, and fucking going crazy, pulling their hair out. They're drinking themselves. They're popping confetti. They're popping pills. They're doing all type of shit because they want to run away from the ghost of their past. They want to run away from the ghost of their past. They are embarrassed.
One reason why cartoon characters wear white gloves is way more disturbing than you think. So everybody's familiar with this very specific style of white glove that a ton of classic cartoon characters wear, but not many people really question why they're wearing the gloves. It's just how it always has been. Unless you're the character Bobby from an extremely goofy movie who jokingly asks this exact question.
Do you ever wonder why we're always like wearing gloves?
Yeah, that's just a funny little gag, but it's a good point. Why do they wear the gloves? Well, a lot of people will tell you it's so the character's hands can stand out from their darker bodies, which made it easier for animators to make them more expressive and to better convey the things that they were doing with their hands. And while that's technically true, it's only half of the story, and it leaves out a very important and very disturbing detail. Cartoon characters wear white gloves so that their hands stand out against their black bodies because blackface minstrel actors from the 1920s and 30s wore white gloves so that their hands would stand out against the black paint on their faces. Because many early cartoon characters like Mickey Mouse, Felix the Cat, Bimbo the Dog, and Bosco were blackface minstrel characters. That's right, Mickey Mouse was originally intended to be a parody or an homage to vaudeville blackface actors. You see, in the early days of cartoon animation...
What the hell? Not the world's famous mouse. Not that expensive ass mouse that you paying mortgages to go and see. Not the only mouse that children are not afraid of. Not Mickey.
On their faces. Because many early cartoon characters like Mickey Mouse, Felix the Cat, Bimbo the Dog, and Bosco were blackface minstrel characters. That's right, Mickey Mouse was originally intended to be a parody or an homage to vaudeville blackface actors. You see, in the early days of cartoon animation, before TV existed or they were even being regularly played in movie theaters, animators like Winsor McKay, creator of Little Nemo, would take their cartoons on tour with vaudeville shows and literally project them on stage on a screen. They would even sometimes interact with their animations. And the most popular part of these vaudeville touring shows was the blackface minstrel act. And so the animators, trying to grab the audience that was there to see the blackface minstrel shows, would pattern their characters off of those blackface actors. So the cartoon characters would take on the physical traits of these blackface actors, like the dark black skin with the white or red mouth and eyes, and also the personality traits and tropes of blackface minstrelsy, like the mischievous trickster character, which was very common in blackface and was also what most cartoon characters in the 1930s and 40s were. This minstrel style of cartoon character carried over from the vaudeville era of animation to the film era of animation with characters like Mickey Mouse and Felix the Cat. And after a while, blackface minstrel shows obviously fell out of favor and people just kind of forgot that they were like that. So the style of the character became solely associated with cartoons. And that's how we ended up with generations of these cartoon characters with these inexplicable white gloves. And again, many people will tell you, no, it's nothing to do with blackface. It's so that their hands can stand out from their bodies. But that's just not historically accurate. And here's the thing. I love animation like many people, and I love many of these characters. I'm not trying to get anything canceled. I just think it's important to be aware of these things. And real quick, if you like my videos and you want to see more in-depth writing from me, you can do that here.
Shout out to all of the Europeans telling the truth. Shout out to all of the Europeans telling the truth. You feel me? Something that y'all should just do naturally. You know what I mean? But hey, everybody's not built like that. So the ones who are telling the truth, the truth is the truth. The truth don't need no apologies. The truth don't need none of that. Just tell the damn truth. Just speak the facts, bro. So the ones that are speaking the facts, yeah, shout out to y'all. Keep doing that shit. Don't look for a pat on the back. Don't look for none of that. Don't look for none of that. You know what I'm talking about? You don't need it. Just do the goddamn work. Just keep telling the truth about your people. Leave us alone. You know what I'm talking about? Leave us the fuck alone. Let us discover some of the shit that we need to discover on our time. We got AI, my nigga. Leave us the fuck alone. Let us make our cartoons. Let us make our comic books. Let us tell our stories and buy our tickets and you know, show up. You could do that. But leave us alone in terms of you talking about what we supposed to do and all of this stupid shit. Nigga, nobody's trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear that. That's almost like you can't put lipstick on a pig. Yeah, melanated people are messed up because we integrated with you weird motherfuckers. We're messed up because we got tricked into integrating into a burning house. Before y'all put highways through our communities and whatnot, we were thriving. Before y'all flooded our communities, my nigga, we was lit. We didn't need y'all. Y'all women was coming to see us. You know what I'm talking about? Before y'all went ahead and dropped the chemical warfare on us, our people were so clean. We were so sturdy and whatnot. We was running the Italians out of Harlem. You know what I'm talking about? We were so clean in Harlem that we could eat off of the sidewalks. Facts. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? So people be like, yo, that I could just, I would pay money one day to watch a video of me. And it's not me. I want to watch me as the first time nigga watching me with somebody. I would pay money to just put a camera in the house where somebody conscious has like their girl or a family member and they don't know nothing about me and they just turn me on and be like, yo, just watch this shit. I want to see the horror on their face, right? Because they probably never heard this type of passion that a grown man has for his motherfucking people, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And this type of freedom and whatnot, this ability to just freely show love, it's kind of foreign to people because literally they got us domesticated and you're supposed to feel some type of shame for literally just telling the truth and literally telling people to leave you the goddamn fuck alone and literally telling people, nah, fam, I ain't going for it. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. It is what it is. I'm not buying what you selling. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully boof that shit or take it somewhere else because I'm not buying it. That's literally what I'm just saying in a nutshell. I'm just not buying it. You could sell that to somebody else, but survey says we not going for it. We not going for it. And we not the only ones not going for it. They not going for it all around the world, man. They're not going for it all around the world.
Raza superior, señores. No hay pueblo elegido de Dios. No lo es ni Estados Unidos ni Israel. Ignorantes fundamentalistas de extrema derecha piensan así. El pueblo elegido de Dios es la humanidad toda. Usan la migración como excusa para no hacer nada contra la crisis climática que barre cada día con la vida. Buscan la migración para ganar votos de blancos y viejos y viejas, pero para desde el poder ocultar.
Oh yeah, he was spitting. He was spitting. You know what I'm talking about? Where is he from? Colombia? Colombia. Yeah, I might have to visit Colombia. Yeah, he was spitting type shit. You know? Check this out about our man, Ye, man. Check this out about Ye, because when I look at everything that's going on, like on the right, on the far right, Candace, Nick, Charlie, like a lot of these people have ties to the homie, right? A lot of them have ties to Ye. Like you can't think of what other rapper is affiliated with all three of those people on the far right. Remember, Ye is the Christian. Remember, Christ is the King, the whole Christian revival shit with him. He was the one who kicked that off, right? He got that shit lit. He got people into that quote unquote Christianity revival type shit. Jesus is king and all of that. That's Ye's influence. And then Ye put the red hat on and he got around Nick, which made Nick cooler to the young white kids. He got around Charlie. Charlie said that was his favorite artist. Charlie and Nick are from Chicago suburbs. Did y'all know that? Charlie and Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk are both from the suburbs of Chicago. So they are fully aware of the dichotomy of the Chicago scene and whatnot. And if anybody knows anything about the crookedness of Chicago with Mayor Daley and all of these crooked Europeans and whatnot, all of Illinois, of course. So these were suburban, quote unquote, Peckerwoods who were kind of like Silver Spoon kids, right? Kirk used to be in what trenches? So Ye is the common denominator between all of them. Candace, Nick. He took Nick to the White House. That was the dude when Ye went to the White House and was kind of spazzing out, and Trump was like, yeah, I'm not rocking with him. He brought Nick with him. You feel me? So Ye is vicariously onboarding and platforming white supremacists. And he's not calling it white supremacists. He's just like, hey, man, it's free speech. These guys, they're cool with me, man. They like my music. They have the right to feel the way that they feel, which they do. Nobody is, believe me when I tell you, nobody gives a damn about none of these Peckerwoods and what they're doing. However, it just so happens that they got a lot of bodies under their belt. There's women in Buffalo, elderly women that got their heads blown off in Buffalo by one of their quote unquote shooters. There's Christchurch. There's a bunch of children, New Zealand. I mean, the bodies are just, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And all of that white shit, that fake ass white shit that a lot of people get off on, you know, because our people are indoctrinated in like Dawes Creek. You know, our people is indoctrinated in that Disney shit. You know what I mean? That you know, a lot of our, you know, I seen Love Island. My daughter put me on. I seen Love Island. You know what I mean? I know what's going on. A lot of our people are infatuated with other races, especially the race that was that stole the land and lied and pillaged and raped and stole and all of that. Yeah, people are, our women and our men are kind of like, you know, locked in with them. But Ye is locked in with a different type of European. He's not locked in with a liberal white. He's not locked in with the middle ground. He's not locked in with the grays and whatnot. He's locked in with the far right, you know, and the far right Bible thumpers, I'm assuming, you know what I mean? And they just love this man. And he set this shit off. A lot of this stuff is on his shoulders, man. You know? So let's learn about Ye. Let's learn about Yeezy.
Kanye is like that. So Kanye was born to Ray West. Ray West was born to James Frederick and Fannie B. West. James, Kanye's grandfather, served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. James was born to Virgil West, Kanye West's great-grandfather. Virgil West is the son of Handy West, who was born free in Maryland. But not only that, Kanye West's third great-grandfather, Peter West, Handy's father, was also free. Maryland actually had the most free people of color of any state during this time. So when Kanye is acting like this...
After I was freed, I came north to take advantage of the opportunities that came with emancipation.
I see. Unlike Arthur, the Kirkland family don't have a history of enslavement.
Our family has lived in Rhode Island for 5 generations. My great-great-grandfather fought in the American Revolutionary War.
So all that Oaks Bluff shit, that Martha's Vineyard, Oaks Bluff with Polo, all of that Oaks Bluff, Martha's Vineyard shit, yeah, the black nobility.
He was a proud freeman and a patriot.
Elizabeth directly ties her background to freedom. And so there's this narrative about Americanness. For her, it gives a sense of status that separates her from people like the Scots.
It's in his blood, y'all. And don't they have the same eyes?
How you doing? Yeah, it makes sense. You know what I mean? There is a black elite amongst us. There are black boulets, and you know what I'm talking about? It's real. There's the boule society. Like they're out there. And when the far right is talking their shit, they're not talking to them niggas. And when the far left is talking their shit, they're not talking to them niggas. You know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they just had dinner with Ivanka and Jared Kushner. You know, these black elites are moving around unmolested. They don't have no worries in the world, man. Let me tell you, it wouldn't be a show without Broie O'Donald, though, man. It would not be a motherfucking party without Broie O'Donald. And Brooklyn is Broie O'Donnell, my nigga. Let's go.
Sure was people flying into the sky, but what's actually happening is way more terrifying and way more real. You're not being taken, you're being split. You were never supposed to be rescued. That was Babylon's lie, to keep you waiting for the sky, while the real split happened inside of you. The rapture is not an exit, it's a frequency override. September 23rd, 2025, that's not a date, that's the final breach of the Christos grid. The moment when those sealed by scroll law rise in vibration, and those who aren't get left in a mirror they can't escape. And the terrifying part, most people will never even know they missed it. If you've been feeling timelines collapse, if your sleep is glitching, your relationships are shifting, and your memories feel like echoes, you are not crazy. You're being recalled. Comment scroll if this already started for you. You are not alone. You're just waking up. Look, I had a dream where me and my ex still broke up, but she never hurt me, and I still woke up crying, and that was not grief. That was a
Broie riding clean, man. Broie riding clean.
fragment returning from a timeline I no longer belong to. This is the real rapture. Not clouds, not trumpets, just truth, just scroll law, just the remembrance of who you were before the mimic got to you. You don't need another book. You need the blueprint you came here with. Comment scroll below to get
Broie. Yo, Broie O'Donnell, she be cooking, man. She be they be cooking. You know? This next video comes to no surprise. You know, I've been talking about this individual to the point where I'm so glad that he's being spoken of and exposed and, being made aware of. More people are aware of him. More people are aware of, is it real? More people are aware of Zionism. More people are aware of a lot of things that they were probably unaware of. But yeah, let's check this out. You know what I'm talking about?
You know the evil billionaire Peter Thiel, but you probably didn't know that he might throw people.
Peter Thiel, Mr. Thiel, let's go.
You might know the evil billionaire Peter Thiel, but you probably didn't know that he might throw people off balconies in Miami like they do in Moscow, Russia. Here's a story of this evil billionaire that you need to know. That's Peter Thiel. He's J.D. Vance's billionaire financier. He was an early investor of Facebook, founded Palantir, buddies and co-founder of PayPal with Elon Musk, and he's one of the main forces driving us towards a world of dystopian corporate surveillance tech feudalism where we're all essentially his slaves. Now, Thiel, he's been using his extreme wealth and influence to aggressively pursue a culture war. That's clear in his support of ultra-right-wing politicians. But he's also a gay man. He's married, he's got 2 children, and in 2019, Thiel started seeing a model named Jeff Thomas on the side. Now, Thomas had spoken to reporters about his relationship with Thiel and how he was trying to persuade him away from continuing the damage he was causing on the gay community. He was trying to change Peter Thiel's heart, but then Thomas reportedly said the arrangement became toxic. There were lots of reports of Thiel being ruthless, but you don't have to go far down the rabbit hole just to see how evil the guy is. And then one New Year's Eve, as reported by the Daily Mail, there was allegedly a messy confrontation between Thiel, his husband, and Thomas at a party hosted by the Thiels. Soon after, Thomas began speaking with several Democrat and progressive activists who were trying to expose Thiel, and then he suspiciously fell from a Miami high-rise. Now, Thiel's done a lot to try and scrub this story. He doesn't want you to know that he has enough money and power to get away with throwing people out of buildings without any consequences, but now you know it, so make sure to share this video so someone else knows it too.
Peter, you out here doing crazy, Peter. So just a little insight into some of the people that are in government, because everywhere Trump goes, Thiel is with him, right? If JD Vance so happens to become president, then Peter Thiel is president, because Peter Thiel is more than his handler. It's not just a handler. He's more than his handler. He bankrolled and funded JD Vance's whole entire career. Okay. He is his quote unquote sugar daddy. He's his sugar daddy. So Palantir, of course, is Skynet. And we spoke about that on many occasions and whatnot. Yeah, he's not his handler, he's his controller. Okay, so there's a difference between handler and controller, but he is the sugar daddy. Okay, and Peter Thiel is lit right now because Peter Thiel has like an accelerator that's kind of like competing with A16 and YC Combinator, to whereas multiple businesses are coming out of Peter Thiel's accelerator, boss the fuck up. They're bossing up. He has some big dogs coming out of his accelerator and whatnot. It's his name on it. I don't think he's hands-on with everything, but he's a big deal in politics and in the world. But everybody knows that he's a demon. Everybody is aware of the fact that he is the demon. He is not just on demon time. Demon time is on his time. And, it's just an interesting motley crew of demons. There's Stephen Miller, the piece of shit that came out the other day on full Nazi timing. There's a few others, man. Look, tomorrow we have Blue Pill is coming with the quote unquote more fire Fridays. More fire. I'm gonna need anybody that got music to make sure y'all email Blue with that music. You feel me? Send them that music, you know what I mean? So we could play it tomorrow. Okay. Real quick, here's a little teaser of something that I'm gonna be debuting. Spider-Man.
I'm trading bars with a computer that I made on Mars. You niggas do know that I'm made of stars. I'm made of God in tomatoes jars. Health is wealth, I'm a waiter at Jada's bar. A heavyweight of the greater gods. I played my part, 6 of clubs, 8 of hearts. I took her to Tulum and ate her heart. Raised her chakras and erased her charts.
Swag. 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 Yeah, nigga, swag. Swag. So yeah, man. If anybody got tickets for Sunday's thing, make sure you put a fire emoji in the chat. Remember, y'all, we are going to be gifting, and we're going to include in the ticket access to to MAGAFest Destiny 1 that we did in February. MAGAFest Destiny 1. You'll have access to MAGAFest Destiny 1. All right, we're throwing that in there as well. Make sure you get your tickets. The early bird shit is out of here. But yeah, get your tickets, man. Get your tickets. Okay?
Live stream. This is prophecy meeting politics, myths colliding with money, and ritual revealed in real time. On Sunday, September 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the stage is set. American Gods, MAGAFest Destiny, Part 10. Featuring the twin pillars, Red Pill and Blue Pill, joined by the firebrand voice of Hitsu Aku. For one night only, on Zoom, we decode the hidden architecture of America's mythos, how names, symbols, and movements shape the very destiny of nations. This is the lecture everyone will be talking about. The headline beneath the headlines. Seats are limited. The world is watching. The time is now. Don't just read history, decode it. Don't just witness the myth, step inside it. American Gods, MAGAFest Destiny, Part 10th of September 28th, 7 p.m. Live on Zoom. Secure your ticket today, because Destiny doesn't wait.
Don't wait.
Welcome to MAGAFest Destiny.
Hey, Destiny, it don't wait. So we are going to present to y'all something powerful. We also are going to pay homage to an American God, because it's not just about Kirk. It's also about Baba, right? So we are American gods, right? We have American gods amongst us. Baba Heru is an American god. Okay? The Ankh Man, he's an American god. Okay? In my eyes, that's an American god right there. So we're not going to give all of the credit to the negative shit. We
Take a scorecard of the culture war. We will weigh the casualties.
We're going to speak to the positives. You feel me? It's comparable. I just don't, my thing with Baba Heru is I want to honor his legacy and whatnot, and I don't want to use him as, as my lecture premise. You feel me? Like, I don't want to sell my lecture by using Baba Heru as a selling point. However, I will be speaking on his undeniable impact, right? Because Baba Heru, he was the one who brought so many aesthetics, like the lifestyle of being comedic, like no disrespect to anybody, but when you look at the scholars who were considered to be the they call them the collegiate scholars, the ones that come out of City College and all of that, Dr. Ben and all of the all of Dr. Ivan Van Serta, they were wearing suits with ties, right? Baba Heru, okay, when he came through with full garb. Like he was embodying right? He was embodying the comedic, quote unquote, aesthetic. Oh, that's a bar. The comedic aesthetic, you know what I mean? That's something that he was fully immersed in. Okay. And it's crazy how time is, because literally 8 years ago to the day, right? Look at his aesthetics. Did the Ankh man, right? Look, with my Ankh, I walk around rocking my Ankh proudly because of of Baba's influence. You know what I mean? Because I already know he put in so much work. I'm like, this is valid. I'm walking around with an Ankh and it's valid. People understand, right? Here you go. 8 years ago, September the 25th, 2017, right? 8 years ago. Facebook is magical, right? Facebook completely broke my the way that I see time. Facebook proved to me that time is centrifugal. You feel me? I didn't need to read it. Facebook proved it to me. You dig? That's who showed it to me. Time is centrifugal. You know, it goes in cycles and whatnot, like circles. Okay, not in a linear fashion. It doesn't go in a line. The bitch comes back around. The bitch comes back around. 5-year, 8-year, and 10-year cycles tend to follow me a little crazy. You know what I mean? So Baba had flair, Baba had style, Baba had swag. Feel me? Baba was one of the first ones that I knew that like had his own office, business. You know, I mean, we knew him when we were born. So my grandfather, they would be chilling and they would hang out and everything. And yeah, I was going to Baba's store. And that wasn't common. Like everybody didn't have storefronts, you know what I mean? So I got to see an entrepreneur in real time, and I respected it. I was like, I respect what you're doing. I respect the fact that he was holding it down, you know. But yeah, Baba has a lot of we're doing a celebration for him. Baba was married to Queen Afua. Okay. They were a power couple. Okay. They have murals. They had murals in Brooklyn, like in their neighborhood. When you entered into the neighborhood, you knew that you were in their neighborhood because they had comedic artwork painted on the walls and shit like that. Real talk. Like they had like murals, right? Like this is how Baba and Infodisha and them walk around New York type shit. They wasn't dressing like this in the 80s per se. He was in his full kingship. Before was yeah, I'm a play got it going on. Before it was fashionable and before it was accepted. So who was responsible for the acceptance? It has to be the progenitors. So he pushed the culture. He's a cultural icon. He's a cultural icon. He's not just an icon. He's a cultural icon. Yes, they had the hieroglyphs on the walls and whatnot. This is before, I'm talking about, this is like the late 80s, 90s. This is low life era. This is the boosting era, all the way up into the Bloods and shit like that. Like they lived near Albany projects. They lived near all bloody projects and whatnot. And they beautified their neighborhoods when crack was hitting, all of these things. You would walk through the hood and it would just change your whole mood because you're just seeing comedic artwork on the wall. You're just feeling the energy. You're seeing comedic artwork. Feel me? You're seeing the ancestors. You know what I mean? You're feeling the ancestors, the presence of the ancestors. You know that there's high frequencies all around you and whatnot. You know that you're protected, even though it was in the hood. Even though it was in the hood, you felt protection. This is what I remember the greatness of Baba. You know what I'm saying? The greatness of Baba. Here's one thing that I'm going to share, and I shared it with a few people, so I don't feel like it's out of bounds sharing it. I don't want to be in a power couple. I don't yearn to be in a power couple. Make sure y'all get the likes up. I don't never want to be in no power couple. I want to have a beautiful woman with me, but I don't want to do the power couple dynamics, because when that shit is over with and y'all break up, you know, if anything happens and y'all have to part ways, motherfuckers is gonna take sides, yo. Motherfuckers gonna take sides and shit and split you all up, right? There we go. And that was us honoring him 8 years ago. Me, Mama Pill, and Baba Samaj. Mama Pill and Baba was very close, you know, very close. You know, that was her big homie. He was older than her and whatnot, and he would take care of my moms. He would hold her down. You know what I mean? And from when we were little, I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, he would always, it didn't matter where we was at, he would always pedestal my mother in front of me and my brother. He would always tell us about the greatness of our bloodline, the greatness of our Umi and whatnot. He would always pedestal her. You feel me? And I always remember that about that man. And he was very charming. I mean, extremely charming. He's a ladies' man. The ladies loved Baba Samaj, you know? And that you know, it's a testament of who he is and his greatness. But you know, I got a lot of, I've been gathering images of him. I've been creating artwork. I've been creating AI artwork, and American Gods is going to be livicated. So Magafest Destiny is dealing with Kirk, and American Gods is dealing with Baba. You know, you see the balance. So here it is. They gave us a false prophet. They gave us a false prophet, and they try to pedestal him in front of the eyes of the chosen ones, and they try to make it seem like we saw the falseness in what they did with that man. They should have just buried him. We talking about Captain Kirk. They should have just they let, you know, men die, women, you know. They should have just, but they went ahead and they politicized it. They try to put muzzles on grown men. They try to police your grief. How the hell and where the hell and when the hell did people start telling other people who to grieve for, how to grieve, and when to grieve? That's egregious. That's a violation. Y'all are crossing lines that nobody. That's like Remick just walking in your fucking house, bro. You don't feel the vampirism in that. You don't feel powerless in that decision that you didn't even have the fucking opportunity. They told you to mourn this nigga. They put their hands around the back of your neck and pushed you down, bro. That's what they did. They put a grip around the back of your neck and they pushed you down and said, get on one knee and kiss the ring, bro. And for the ones that kiss the ring, game over. Like, don't lie to yourself. It's game over. You can't play in this game anymore, bro. So the people that put the tweets up and y'all niggas was giving him a lap dance, yeah, game over. You can never, ever redeem yourself after that. Because this one right here, this is an op. This ain't a regular person, nigga. This is an opposition. You understand? So when the ops die, we smoke on them. Straight like that. I don't give a fuck. You could paint it any type of way that you want to. When the ops die, they get rolled up. Okay? So this was the era of LIU. This is 2007 or 8. This is before Obama. This is BO. 2007 BO, before Obama. Because after Obama, everything changed in our little community, our clique. You see Rich next to Blue Pill with the black hat on? You know what I'm saying? So this was when we was coming. This was our come up era, right? This was us. We was literally, we wasn't teaching. We was in a, we were, this is a picture, nigga. This is during the break. We were either vendors at this time or we were the niggas in the audience, right? We was either vending or we was in the audience, but we were not yet teachers at this era. Baba Samaj and them was still the big homies. Baba Samaj and them was still, doing, they still was running things. They still had events. They still were seen as the elders who were, holding things up. Right? That was still their era. We were in the wings waiting. Similar to there's somebody right now that's in y'all are in the wings, just waiting for red pill teeth to fall out. Just waiting for me to get old and be like, I can't do this no more. Y'all take over. Y'all got this. Yeah. There's people waiting because we were waiting. We were in the audience waiting patiently for our turn. Okay, we were waiting for our turn. Look how happy we were. Look how enthusiastic we were. Little did we know. But look how prepared we were. Ready, bro. We were ready. So when I see the fanaticism, I respect it. I get it. When I see the turning point turnout, and when I see all of this stuff, I get it. I get it because I remember being charged up. You feel me? I remember being charged up. I remember wanting to carry the mantle of our people. I remember feeling like I was Superman, like I was getting my Superman. I felt like I was getting my cape, my nigga, and I was getting my cape. I was a superhero. I was a super Heru. You know what I mean? The best feeling in the world. It was a fleeting feeling, but it was the best nonetheless. So I get why people be riled up and all of that, but when that's said and done, get the fuck out of here. Keep it moving, bro. Do not impede upon. Don't tread on what I'm doing, and I won't tread on what you're doing. So we literally, we could coexist, maybe, or maybe we can't. You know what I mean? I do think that conversation, I don't even want to debate. Fuck a debate. The conversation about can we coexist, that should come about. And if it's decided that we can't coexist, then we got to figure out what we're gonna do, right, with ourselves. Yeah, I made that. That's AI. Because I mean, shit, I ain't going nowhere. If it's discovered that niggas can't live together, then they from Europe. You know what I mean? Last time I checked, they're Europeans. You know what I mean? They're Europeans. Let's just be clear, nigga. They're not Americans. They're Europeans. So can't we all just get along? But if not, can you niggas pack it up? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all taking up a lot of room and whatnot. We got shit to do over here. You know what I'm talking about? We got things that we need to do while we're here. All right. So one more again for the livocation, for the song that was made, and then we're gonna play. Love you, Baba.
Heru. Your spirit guides us through. From the stars to the now, we remember you. Rest in power, Baba Heru.
They
tried to bury the legacy, but the seeds still bloom. From the temples of Kemet to the projects and rooms. Truth in your voice, wisdom carved in the stone. Baba Heru taught us we are never alone. Raised on a myth, but we live by the fact. Lineage royal, never stripped from the black. Ankh in my palm, I resurrect what they hide. Through your lessons we walk with the ancestors' pride. You're not gathered here in sorrow alone. We are gathered here who is not a man who merely studied history. He lived it, he breathed it, he restored it to his people. When the world tried to tell us we were less, Baba Heru thundered with the voice of the Nile, reminding us we are the sons and daughters of gods, the builders of pyramids, the keepers of Ma'at. Do not cry as if he is gone, though. Baba Heru is with us. And every child that raises an anchor, in every mind awakened to truth, in every heart that refuses to bow to lies. Rest in power, Baba Heru, for you have lit a fire that no enemy, no empire, no propaganda can ever extinguish.
Rest in power, Baba Heru. The heavens shine because of you.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it, man. You know. Let's go to our commercial for the AI Masters. Okay. I believe tomorrow I'll be on Baba TV and I'll also be on 363 Empire. So please look out for that. Baba TV every time. And 363 Empire, Brother Rich, Father Rich, Radiohead Rich channel. And this one right here is about our upcoming AI Masters that I'll be doing the workshop with Savon Bomar November the 1st and November the 2nd. We'll be doing it online, Zoom, presented by 363. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be the workshop of the year. Please make sure you get your tickets. All right. So this is the theme song Going On, aka Voltron. All right, we be back. Nah, we out of here after this. Love and light to y'all. Get your tickets. Peace.
Hey, yo, we got it going on. I'm hit right on my wrong. Yo, we got it going on. This is for the culture. Yeah. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. Yeah. We hit it right all our wrong. Hey yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. Introduce you to God. I'm teaching essentials, I'm operating at my peak, it's potential. Elijah, he told me to keep it on simple. Through these instrumentals, I speak to your mental. Red, back in the booth, rap to the youth, they was lacking the truth. Back to the seas, they was lacking the roots. Smoked all the trees and they snacking on fruits. Bed, attached to my roof, detached to the roof on the back of the coupe. Back from the future, I'm back in the red and the blue, yeah, I'm back on my snoop. Niggas be biting, they cracking, they tracking, they niggas be capping, they lacking, they put a toe tag on the back of they boot. Battle with nukes, I'm attacking, they truth. I wrote these bars in Sumerian text. The legends of Mu, I'm Lemurian sets. It was written in Targaryen text. Came to conquer all my variants. Yeah, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. Yeah. We hit it right all our wrong. Hey yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. Introduce you to God. Back on the mic, was dead on my back, now I'm back on my life. Came back from the future, went back to it twice. When I rose out the grave, they said that dude is Christ. I'ma shine like a star, I'ma twinkle, twinkle as I light up the sky. The whole world was watching on the night I arrived. The Messiah's here, I guess it's finally time. I swear that I hear every prayer that you say. I was there every day, I was still everything.
Chat, what the hell? They got a pillar at the Vatican. Pope Pablo, where you at?
You either fight or run. Life a game, I feel like I won. Hey, yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become
Masters Workshop, November 1st and 2nd, hosted by 363 Empire with Red Pillar and Seven Bomar. Tickets, lock yours in now.
This is the law of mental command. It is the understanding that you are not a victim of your thoughts, but a commander of them.
Peace, y'all.
Players in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Mistos, causing chaos and play up Calypso. I pause in kitchens and caused addictions. I pause prescriptions and cause inflictions. Lil Bixby playing in stores in Brixton on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryption. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore enlisting. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bompton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not for focus in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up and dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso. Hickory dickory dock, hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot, lick off a shot. Heavy in the pedal, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light air, lift off the rock. Toe from the right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot, lick off a shot, we lick off a shot. Players in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso.